Bip.
Is this bitch on?
Big
Hello?
ol' suck dick.
Hello? Hello?
It looks like a comfortable recording position. You should stay in that.
Look at me. I'm shouting into the microphone, and I'm not even peeking.
And someone has spina bifida. Look at Airplane, piloted by somebody who is naked from the fucking waist down. Because we're flying by the seat of our pants here.
Well, look, we're learning. The audio technology is like a fluid, you know? You just can never get your hands around it.
It ebbs and flows.
Yeah, it's viscous and...
Well, viscosity is the thickness of the fluid.
Oh, so it's not very viscous.
No.
It's like sand.
Yeah.
But it's water.
Sure.
I don't know. I'm just trying to say that we tried to do something new and it didn't work. So now,
I mean, it worked, just bad.
It worked in a way where it didn't just work.
Yeah.
And that's all I was asking it to do.
In the way where you press 2 buttons and it's recording time instead of 25 buttons.
Yeah, and I'm just not in the mood to learn.
Yeah.
Well,
you gotta
be learn today.
You gotta be in the right headspace for learning.
Yeah,
you don't just fucking pick up a book and start reading that shit.
I think I haven't been in the mood to learn since like grade 7. Ever since I got too old for like reading Goosebumps books.
Yeah, you didn't want to learn about anything else after that.
Yeah,
I only want to learn about basements and whether or not to go in them.
Yeah, and honestly, like you should go in them, even though you shouldn't, because what's down there is pretty cool.
What's down there actually is your father.
What's down there is generally a poisonous mold, and the warning was a genuine warning. But there could also be goo and plant monsters down there.
Yeah, and radon, which you got to be careful of.
I'm recovering from a cold.
It's a silent killer.
You gonna just say that and not expect me to fart? I got one.
Noxious gases. I'm not surprised. I'm never surprised.
Well, I'm recovering from a cold, so...
Yeah, so you just let everything out.
My body is getting all of the demons out.
Yeah, however it can.
It's generally coughs, but...
It better not be also ectoplasm.
No, I wipe pretty well, so there's none of that.
Right on.
Nose and otherwise. Nose and otherwise. How was your week? What did you get up to?
Fuck my week.
Fuck your week.
Yeah, my life sucks.
Your life sucks.
Period.
That's
it.
And that's the podcast.
Here we are. I'm looking forward to having... In Canada, we celebrate the same thing that people in the States celebrate 3 days earlier because we're better.
What?
Well, it's Canada Day on Monday.
Oh, well, America doesn't celebrate that. They don't
No,
care.
but they have the 4th of July.
They don't give a flying F.
But we're better, so we do it earlier.
Well, what can I say? We colonized a little bit better.
You don't see people trying to tear down statues of colonizers around here.
I don't know any colonizers. I don't think we named any. Just the Catholic Church. And yes, they are having a bad time with it.
They sure are.
Okay, so you just lied. You lied.
No, I did.
You lied to us.
That's for sure I did.
Oh,
I mean, I don't know about statues being torn down at the moment. Christopher Columbus can't fucking stand up straight at all in front of any university.
Oh, boy, those knees be buckling.
They sure do, with ropes.
What are we talking about?
I don't know.
That's what Canada Day is, right? Like that was the big thing. Like it's like
I assume is the Independence Declaration Day for this country. I don't know.
I remember like
this country that's like 100 years old max. I don't even remember how old it is.
It's a little older than that.
Is it?
I think we had our 150, and that was like, and everybody was like, "Oh, so you're celebrating this atrocity?"
Yeah.
And I was like,
First of all, the atrocity.
Maybe they're right.
And then also, like in the grand scheme of things, this country is a toddler.
It's true. There are sharks in the ocean that are older than this country.
There are houses in the UK that are older that people still live in.
There are memories of Nan that have lived on far longer in Scottish folktale.
Yeah, or Norwegian, as per fucking Troll Hunter last week.
Yeah.
Or the week before.
Yeah, when somebody says troll, you fucking go.
Let me tell you, yeah, they should have learned that day one. Let me tell you, I don't have any excuses for there not being a podcast, other than my cat's foot won't stop bleeding.
Hey.
How's that? Sometimes I gotta stay at home and watch my cat's foot to make sure she doesn't stain my carpet.
That's not great.
No.
I had a cold, so it's cool.
Also, you had a cold.
Yeah, I'm gonna be coughing this podcast up, so.
Yeah, I was worried a little
ready.
bit. I hung out with my friend and she had strep throat. And I was like, oh, I'm getting that. And then I didn't.
Well,
Turns out my immune system is the Terminator.
congratulations. It's like that scene where there's like the big explosion, then everybody turns to sand and bones.
Yes.
Your immune system is the bomb.
Yep. And all those people that get turned to dust in an instant, those are germs.
Yeah, that's strep throat holding onto the fence and screaming.
Mm-hmm. And that's good. That's what I like.
Watching
As
her
George Carlin
child
said,
burn.
Yeah. As George Carlin said, they get deposited directly into my colon.
That's where they go.
Yep.
The storage bank for germs.
The storage bank.
Well, I had a lady threaten to smash my face in with a piece of concrete yesterday.
Yeah,
That was
let's
a lot of
talk
fun.
about that.
I mean, there's not much to chuckle about. Not much to talk about. I chuckled in her face, called 911, and she left.
And then what?
And then she threw that piece of concrete at the police, and now she's in jail.
That's a conclusion to that's a good story from front to back.
I was really happy to hear it. I got to yell terrible things at a lady.
Why not? Was it broad daylight?
Yeah, people were recording it.
Oh yes, dude, you're gonna be famous on r/public freakout.
Oh, dude. Well, she broke the window to our store, so I mean,
She deserved everything she got after that.
oh yeah. Well, I mean, I just called her a couple heavy words. You know? Mainly the C and the B.
That's good. Those are both good words to use
I chucked
when
those
you're being
out.
threatened with concrete.
Yeah, and she kept telling me to get out of here, but I'm like, I work here. You B C C B.
I just picture you saying it just like that, in that order as well. Really sandwich them in like that.
Yeah, well, it's called a hurt sandwich.
It's a hurt sandwich. It's like writing an essay. You ever get the diagram for how to properly structure an essay?
Yeah, first you start with the B,
Yeah.
and then you get a long C in
Yeah.
there.
Hit them with the seed right in the middle.
You get 2 or 3 C's.
Yeah.
They got to be real big ones.
That's right.
And then you get a little B in there.
A little
Just
one,
a
yeah.
little B,
Just
and
to
then-
wrap everything together in a nice
Yeah.
bow.
And then just to close everything, you hit them with another C.
Yeah, a smaller C though.
Yeah. Like
Like
in conclusion, C.
Yeah, that's right.
And then that's how you do it. That's
Yeah. You just also like sort of explained how to properly use swear words, like the most effective method.
Well, I come from a long line of cussing people who cuss.
Yeah.
And I've just
Cussers.
I've been cussed at my whole life.
You're general cusser over here.
You know, I've had things screamed in my face. I learned how to throw words together.
Yeah. What did Mike Tyson say? Everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the face.
Mike Tyson also bit a man's ear off. So
Yeah, he did.
yeah, he did.
He also told a man once that I'll fuck you till you love me,
Yep.
which that doesn't sound like a fun date.
Nope.
It sounds like a date you didn't agree to.
Well, it's Mike Tyson,
And by the end, you have Stockholm Syndrome.
and now he's got a podcast.
Does he?
For sure, he does.
It's really cool when people with speech impediments have a podcast. It's like reading a book written by somebody foreign.
Well, I mean, like you've done that before, though.
I have, but it was translated. So unless he's got that program that translates his words into English, I'm not gonna understand a fucking thing he says.
You mean Google Translate?
Well, yeah, just have that open on his phone in front of him while he's talking for his podcast.
I don't know if we're talking about the man who's writing the book or Mike Tyson, but
Oh, Mike Tyson, because he's got a lisp, and he's also got CTE, so his mouth doesn't work too good.
Jay, what movie did we do this week?
Wow, so welcome to Grindhouse Movie Club, where I say horrible things about people with disabilities for 30 seconds or minutes.
Oh, come on now.
Well, sometimes. Thank you. I'm just going to blow through all these. Grindhousemovie.club for every other episode where equally horrible things are said for the most part. Sometimes I make jokes about minorities. What's the word I'm looking for? Disenfranchised groups?
Yeah, you're not a good person. What Jay is trying to say is that he is not a good person. He's not good at being a person.
That's accurate. As evidenced by the fact that I just had a week off, and I spent 5 days of it in bed.
Well, you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, I should have and did, and it was great.
That actually sounds pretty nice.
Not caring?
That must be fucking wonderful.
Not having a thing to care about except for my cat's foot? I was getting up every so often to make sure that she's not making a mess?
You're playing a very serious game of Blue's Clues when you get up sometime.
Yeah, man. Instead of paw prints, it's blood trail.
Yeah. There's one. We just figured out.
Oh, she must have tried to get out the door.
Oh, there's a bloody paw print up on the fridge. Huh.
How?
Huh. Who's gonna clean up all this fucking blood?
What's that guy's name? Steve?
I think there's been a couple of them, but I think, yeah, Steve.
Well, Steve is the one.
Yeah, Steve, and then I think he, like, went to college and they brought in another guy, because...
He went to, or, like, he had a nervous breakdown or something like that. I don't remember.
I don't know. All I know is that he looks like Moby.
Yep. Which...
And the Dean.
Given his haircut, I would rather he look like Moby or the Dean more.
Haircut, you mean...
Be bald is what I'm saying.
You mean no hair.
Well, he had some.
Like
he might not anymore, but...
Is shaving your head a haircut? I don't think it is.
It's literally cutting hair.
Well, yeah, but it's also like just obliterating hair. Like it's gone. There's no hair.
So it's not a haircut
style.
as much as it is a hair removal.
Obliteration.
Yeah, sure. A hair apocalypse.
There you go.
Thank you, Andrew, for the intro song.
That too. And then also, yeah, grindhousemovie.club is the website. Well,
I know you asked, but you tell me what movie we did this week.
Residente Eval.
That's the Italian version?
Yeah, I that's the one I watched.
Residente Eval is... So, you sent me a screenshot while you were watching this movie of just, like, the beginning of it?
Yep.
When they're in the whatever lab. And I didn't recognize any of the faces I saw, so I immediately became concerned that I provided you the wrong movie.
Yeah, this movie was a little different than I remember too.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. Looking... Because it's been years since I've seen this.
And you really only need to see it once, I think.
I love it.
You love it?
Personally, yeah.
Oh. Uh-oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, do you love... Is it because it's a video game?
Interestingly enough, never played... Well, I guess I played Resident Evil 2 on N64, but it was a rental, so I maybe played it for like 10 minutes, and I hated it and returned it early.
Shit.
Because back in the day, fixed camera.
Yep.
So like you're walking through a house or even outside, and guess what? You only have one angle.
Oh,
Figure
yeah.
out the controls again. Oh, you just opened a door and went into another room? Figure out the controls again.
What's this, a hallway? Oh, you're going to bump into the fucking table at the end.
Oh, you
every
sure
time.
are. And then, a zombie? Well, guess what? You can't kill him in the game.
No, there's no way to shoot when you're looking down a hallway and the zombies are in the far corner.
And you try to aim and it's like fucking GoldenEye.
You're trying to aim and it's like, hey, you're down a hallway. You're trying to aim and you can't even see the gun.
In the games, at least the first one and maybe also the second, you could never actually kill the zombies. You just put them to bed for a few minutes.
Yeah, I played the first one on Twitch for a while, and I accidentally changed my language to another language.
Whoops.
Well, no, because a dude came in and he's like, "Oh, did you know that you're in the wrong language? Also, let me just tell you how to beat this game. I know it's a pain in the ass." And I was like, "All right."
Oh my god.
So now where do I go? And he's like, "You go here. You go here." And
Thank you, Turkish man.
Yeah, honestly, it might have been, and just like. I was like, oh, great, because I hated the fixed camera. I couldn't do it.
Oh, it sucks.
Yeah, it sucks so bad.
Because you change screens and you're pressing the button down to walk in a direction, and suddenly you're walking in a different direction because the camera's in a different spot.
And,
great, thank you.
This game is nothing to do with this movie.
Oh, not at all.
I don't know how far into the game I got before I went to bed and quit and gave up.
Yeah.
But
there's one similarity. Two, I guess.
Because there's a lady. You can be a lady or a man.
Okay, 3. Raccoon City and Umbrella Corporation, and that's where it stops. You could have called this something else.
You could have. You really could have. You could have called it Zombie City.
You could
underground
zombie city.
And it's like an underground beehive, you step on it and you're fucked.
Let me tell you, I don't want to work in a place that's called the Hive. That sounds like I'm going to get stung.
I don't want to work somewhere that requires me to live underground.
Yeah, and 800 feet underground at least.
And look at fake buildings out of a fake window.
I saw that fucking scene, and I was like, this is the worst backdrop outside of a window on a movie set I've ever seen. And then it turns out it was fake. So, yeah okay, good.
They should have just had bright white light.
Yeah.
That would have been just as good.
Oh, just pure sun. Get blinded. What, are they pumping vitamin D through the AC unit as well? Because how are people getting... Nobody's getting their nutrients down there. You gotta take supplements.
Maybe they have just a little, like a little tube that comes down, and everybody
like
lines
a
up
hamster.
and they suck it.
Yeah, they're all just sharing that.
Or they like just spray They just spray like Sunny D on people.
Yeah, you're trying to do a science experiment and somebody with a cat spray bottle comes in and spritzes you in the face.
Not even a cat spray bottle, like basically a flamethrower, but for orange juice. And they kick the door and it's 12.
Activate the fire hose. Yeah.
See you tomorrow.
Sorry, you're sticky.
I don't know why you wore that today. You knew I was coming. Next door. It's 12:05.
Yeah. You don't wear your Sunday best on Juice Day.
Do you have 2 sentences or less?
I do.
Oh, good.
For Resident Evil.
Oh, good.
2002. Hot Mila Jovovich right in there.
Mila Jovovich? Is that how it's pronounced?
Mila Jovovich. Yeah.
Jovovich.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Very Eastern European.
Yes, it is.
I'm not going to say Russian because I don't. It might be Ukrainian. I have no idea.
Yeah, hope it's anybody's best guess.
Resident Evil is proof that labor unions are a good thing, because maybe if big corporations didn't force their employees to work through their lunch break, they wouldn't be so hungry all the time. Because of zombies.
Yep.
And there's a line in the movie as well about how they have one impulse and it's feeding. So, give them a sandwich.
Hey, yeah, give them a sandwich. Just maybe don't make zombies.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Try a little harder not to make the zombies, though. During your R&D.
I didn't really have one because video game.
It was difficult for us, like pacing around my apartment trying to figure out something at least halfway funny to say.
Just if bad CG.
Oh, I don't want to talk about it. I'm gonna.
Meat dogs and underground zombies.
Meat dogs, real meat dogs. Those dogs weren't CG.
Maybe if a building is really difficult to get to underground, it's not worth going to.
Yeah, if you have to disguise your whole operation underneath a fake married couple's house, first of all, that's a bad idea. Like, just build a mound.
Just have a building.
You don't have... People's underground bunkers don't necessarily always are in their basement and accessed through a hatch. Sometimes they're just off the property a little bit.
Yeah, you could also just have a building.
And you could just have a building.
The building could have a basement.
But then people would be able to see out to how much better everything is outside of the building, and it probably would be difficult to hire.
Fair.
You know?
Well, what if it was like an apartment building and they all live in the apartment building and then they just go into the basement and do weird stuff to the dogs? Like, that seems like what happens in this film.
It is. I think they tried that in Japan, and now nobody can visit the island anymore, and it's reportedly haunted.
Ah, yes. We're talking about Evangelion?
I'm talking about a Japanese island that they built a bunch of like low-cost apartments on so that the workers could just stay on the island while they were building stuff, and then it got vacated. I don't remember the full story. You can find it on YouTube, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, that's
that's something a 14-year-old British child is going to tell you all about on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. There's probably 4 or 5 channels that are working on a story about that right now.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah, my 2 sentences or less. Don't go into the basement.
Great. Goosebumps all over again. Nobody fucking learns.
Nope.
When did that book come out? Like years before this?
And like at any point during this film, Mila Jovovich could have been like, I don't want to do, no thank you.
I'm good.
Goodbye.
I don't need to, I don't, this is my house. I woke up in the shower, so it's probably my house. Either it's my house or it's my rapist's house.
To quote that guy with no legs from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, what the hell y'all doing in my house?
I remember nothing. Also.
So there's some intro text to this film.
Let me just sum it up real quick for you.
You know what? You probably do a way better job than I do.
This corporation is running the world and also is corrupt. As if that's a fucking revelation. You could say that about any Amazon. This movie's about Amazon.
Oh, yeah.
That's real delicious ice, huh?
Yeah, Amazon. Or I was thinking Walmart.
Yeah, sure.
Because a lot of true, they got that like good value. Was that True Value? What's their product?
Great value.
Fucking ballin' value.
Yeah, and then Irresistibles and PC Brand. And then also No Name, which fuck you, because No Name is a name.
It is a name.
So don't lie to me. Also, No Frills just lies to you because they charge for bags. That's a frill. You should call it one frill at least.
When I picture frills, I picture like tassels and like things that dangle.
Exactly. It's extras. Accoutrement. All right?
God damn. Fuck, you just took down.
Oh, fuck that store.
I don't even know. I don't know. Well, I mean, it's a great place to shop. It's really affordable.
It's a really good place to shop if you want to see a dozen men in wife beaters.
Well, I don't know what you want to see when you go shopping, but I'm generally looking at the meats. So if that's what I gotta look at, that's what I gotta look at.
Fine.
So yeah, we got a corrupt.
Bad.
They're
doing this company. This company got big, and then it started doing bad things.
Bad things,
like making viruses for fun for the government.
Yeah. Genetic experiments and
then surprise, surprise, it gets loose. Like, what the fuck do you expect?
Yeah, maybe just like who needs it? You know, who ordered this sandwich?
Well, the government.
For what cut?
To give to other people.
Who's eating an all pickle sandwich? That's what the fuck's going on here.
It's just 2 slices of pickle with mustard in between.
Ugh.
Not even bread.
Oh, that's a juicy sandwich.
I will say, the main soundtrack, like the main song that's used in this movie, I like a lot.
Was it like that, like the Matrix, like down?
So when you see the guy fucking around with the T virus, which is what the virus is called.
Yeah, when he's like trying to get it in his arm.
When at the very beginning when he's extracting it from the thing,
oh,
right before he chucks it in beautiful CG that's unnecessary, which I'll explain in a second. And also at the end during the zoom out when she's got the shotgun.
Yeah, I think that's like the Matrix, like the little techno bit that they throw in there.
Yeah,
they keep like starting and stopping at random points throughout the film.
It sounds great to me.
Yeah,
so that's fine. And also a Slipknot song.
I didn't catch the Slipknot. Was it right at the end?
And credits.
I hit pause before.
That song is called "My Plague," which little on the nose, but that's all right.
It's actually directly on the nose.
It is the nose.
It's a slow zoom out to a zombie apocalypse, Jay. It's
My Plague.
It busted the nose up into the brain, and now the person has. Well, they're dead.
Yeah.
So that's that. This film starts with like a weird slow zoom in.
Yeah.
It's almost like a small frame and it zooms in and it's just like a dude or a medical technician as far as we know.
But little do we know.
Operating it's like a crane game but for viruses and very bustable glass vials.
Yeah, you'd want to. So like all the glass in this entire facility is nigh unbreakable. Except for the glass that surrounds the very contagious virus that kills everything and is also airborne. That's a screen protector.
They basically have just almost like a mesh netting.
Yeah.
That just opens straight up the second it meets any adversity.
That's right.
And that's what you want containing your virus in a double helix liquid.
Also, like, I'm sick of seeing briefcases that look like they deserve to be handcuffed to wrists. The box that the virus comes in, when it seals, it's got 4 locks in the corners.
Yep.
And they have levels on them for no reason. Yeah. There's no reason to have those.
Nope, it doesn't.
It's a glass tube with water in it so that you can see the bubble to make sure that something is sitting level. I touch them all the time at work. And let me tell you, it doesn't matter whether or not a virus has slope.
I want to know if all the virus is going to be in the bottom of the vial.
Make sure this virus is evenly spread out throughout its cylinder.
I was thinking like maybe it has to be like the levels are there so that it has to be like laying on its side to like be opened. But at that point, it like slides out and everything would just fall out if you opened it otherwise. So
absolutely,
why would you do that? You should just know.
As a scientist, you should know these things.
Yeah. So we get a guy, and he packs them all up. There's like a little injector gun. No,
Yeah.
There's no extra tips for that needle,
There's
so
some
disgusting.
blue. I don't remember if we get to see the antivirus at this point.
We do. We see blue and green.
Okay. When he throws the one that he just unilaterally decides that, you know what? I'm gonna fuck the entire world up, just because I don't like it.
Yeah, one careless decision ruins everything.
Absolutely.
For everyone forever.
In the earth, yeah, on the whole planet.
Yep.
So when it's flying through the air, it's CG, I assume, so you could get that slow motion camera following it, so that it hits but when it hits the corner of the table, it's real, and when it hits the floor, it's real. Just throw that.
Yeah.
Just throw that across the room and film it.
Well, it wouldn't look so badass, though.
Oh, yeah, because whoever edited this movie is so afraid of deliberately slowing down the frame rate in scenes to make them last longer.
Well, it had to
Just kidding, he does it about 5 times.
We had to hit that 140 mark. Really, we had to make it a feature film length.
Now, this man is Spence in the movie.
That's his name. I call him husband.
That's fine, call him husband.
Because guess what? It's her husband.
Now, they make a real point of not showing his face so that you're not sure who it is.
But I just told you, so...
But here's the thing, though. He's wearing the same goddamn jacket when they find him on the train. And then you still don't learn, if you're not paying attention, that it's husband until like another 20 minutes, or 30. Let me tell you, I knew the second that I saw the only actor with black hair who's a main character in this movie that it was that guy.
Well, fuck you.
Yeah,
I
man.
didn't.
Whoops.
You think you're so good noticing shit.
Let me tell you also, big middle finger to knock a man's coffee into his own chest when he's getting ready for work after you've just decided to murder the planet.
Fucking coffee guy.
Not only am I going to line a bunch of people up in a firing squad and massacre them with guns, I'm also going to spit on them.
Oh, man. And
I'll drop an atomic bomb, and then I'll just come in and kick a skull.
And now when we, because it's not a little bit of coffee. It's like the entire cup squished, and he's wearing it.
And that cup, it seemed like it had more coffee in it than it could possibly. It's a cup of holding for just coffee.
It was brimming. Brimming with coffee. It actually needed to be drained.
And if you know that
you're
getting into a packed elevator, why in the fuck are you filling it to the rim?
Right.
You're going to get jostled.
Oh, my God. So it's just like a bunch of shots of employees doing employee things. This coffee guy gets coffee on him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets into an elevator and no, when he gets bumped, he's like, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Like a beta bitch. Really sarcastic. And then he gets on the elevator and he's like, some people. Yeah. And then there's just some fucking... Some of that.
Let me share this elevator with you with my fucking drying coffee smell all over me. Favorite smell on earth, right there.
Is anybody else
curdling cream? Yeah, because I am.
So then we get some shots of dogs that are sniffing and barking because guess what? The virus is airborne now. The virus does whatever the fuck it wants,
and what it wants to do is go all through the HVAC. It's its favorite place. Vents? Oh, give me a break.
Oh, I bet he purposely threw that there. He's like, you know what? I see that. And it's gonna break. It's gonna land right next to that vent.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave, but I'm gonna stand here and make sure that the second it breaks and the vapors release, that I am here long enough.
I want to stick around to see this airborne pathogen get into the air and then somehow not be infected by it.
I want to make sure, that it fills the volume of the container that it's in.
Yeah, as gases do.
And then I am going to leave while it goes into the vent directly.
It does. It doesn't go anywhere but into the vent.
Yeah.
Which I assume it's an intake then. It's just sucking. Sucks that fucking virus right up.
And it just distributes it.
I don't like that they called it the T virus because when you have a low T cell count, it means you have AIDS.
I assumed they call it that because they just chose a letter.
Yeah, what does T stand for?
Well, I'll tell you what, they couldn't
call it terrible virus.
Yeah, that's fine. It is a terrible virus. Look what it does to people. But look, if they called it the Z virus, like that.
Oh, that's so on. That's yeah.
That again, you're just punching. And by the way, they don't call them zombies in this movie.
They call them creatures.
They dance around. They dance.
Yeah.
Oh, they waltz around it.
Every word but zombie.
Oh, reanimated.
Yeah.
This, that.
monsters, beings.
Just tap dancing around the word zombie, but never using that word zombie.
Yeah.
Because that would put them in a little hold.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I would hate for Resident Evil, the movie based on a video game about zombies, to be pigeonholed into being about zombies. God forbid.
Well, yeah.
You don't want people knowing what they're getting into when they walk into the theater.
Jay, it's 2002.
That's right.
Every movie is about zombies.
Was it?
Yes.
Was it in 2000? I believe you.
And that was when everybody was like, ooh, zombies, rawr, XD, dinosaurs, MySpace, zombies. And
back when people would ask you to ride a unicorn across a rainbow for Dare Matt G.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just do that.
And then the noose is left taut as the stool is kicked. So there's this security camera that's not minding its own goddamn business whatsoever.
It's minding everybody else's. I want to point out, by the way, when you get the shot of the dog sniffing, whatever the guy who's in charge of it, he seems to think that screaming "Hey!" in their face is the way to calm down panicking dogs.
Like a stepfather.
Yeah.
That's like I feel
in
like
a grocery store.
That guy's a stepfather.
Yeah, he must be. Yeah.
Just screaming in the face. Oh my god. I think I might have been writing for that part.
Oh fuck.
As soon as I saw those dogs, I'm like, those dogs are gonna be dead.
They are. You know that.
It's another dead dog movie, by the way.
Oh yeah. What is it with us and dead dogs? What is it with us and dogs being treated disrespectfully by people's hands and feet in movies?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Boy, oh boy. Yeah, there's some disrespect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this fucking camera, it's like, hey, biohazard detected.
Whoops.
You know what that means.
I'm gonna toy with a bunch of people in elevators for a while instead of just killing them like I want to do.
Hilariously.
I don't understand why this thing's whole job is to contain and eliminate contagious virus when it's infected people. So I'm gonna drop one elevator, and then I'm just gonna play seesaw with the other one while a woman's head is sticking out of the door.
That's my favorite thing.
Oh my god. I never really noticed how silly that is because I was terrified because I have a very big problem with elevators. Mm-hmm. And when they do that, that's my least favorite thing on earth.
Oh man. Yeah. So the one thing you don't do is climb out of the elevator.
Especially not when you open the doors by force. There's 25 dead people on the floor. It almost sounds like the elevator's the safest place to be.
Yeah, so these people, they're in the elevator, and all of a sudden it stops, and they're like, well, this is some bullshit.
It's just a fire alarm.
And then
also I want to point out that the fire alarm, depending on where you are, sounds different. That's illegal.
Uh-oh.
That's against code.
Well, they're underground.
There are universal rules for what a fire alarm should sound like. And it gets disobeyed depending on what quadrant of the hive you're in.
I think just they'd have a general problem with keeping all these people underground.
Yeah. Oh, I believe. Yeah. Oh, what's that? An elevator that gets me above ground? I'll just take that, please.
Nah. So they're in this elevator, and it takes like the lights going blue for anybody to pick up the emergency phone that's sitting right there.
It doesn't matter though because the fucking line's dead, isn't it?
Yeah. And then they hear they hear what everybody in an elevator loves to hear. Mm-hmm. Right next to them, the drop zone from Canada's Wonderland. Nobody's favorite ride. Not a single person goes, oh, I can't wait to fall to death.
Let me tell you, fucking the drop zone is a really fun and exciting idea until you're about halfway up the drop zone. And then you immediately start questioning every decision you've ever made in your life.
Yeah. And you really pray to God that this ride does its job.
Every time I've gone on the drop zone, I hear somebody halfway up go like, what the fuck am I doing? Every time.
Oh, yep. I believe it. I honestly, somebody's been tricked into it.
Yeah.
Well, this isn't the hot dog stand.
Where's the stairs?
Yeah. I'll take the stairs down, please. What a great ride up. Fucking Space Mountain next door. So yeah, that's what they hear, and that kind of stops all the bickering in the elevator.
Yeah,
because people die.
Yeah, loudly. And because I mean, if you're in an elevator and it starts falling, I don't even think you have time to scream. To be honest, it's just shock, and then you're dead.
Well,
you die in shock and surprise.
You really hope those brakes kick in.
Yeah,
there's the brakes that they have.
And then some people will be like, well, the springs save you. No, they don't. They save the elevator.
They save the building manager some money in replacing an elevator.
Yeah.
Because, of course, they're going to use the dead people elevator.
So I can only assume that this whole scene is just like tension for the sake of the movie, because there's no explanation as to why the Red Queen, the Red Queen. Why did a government-funded research lab for biological warfare allow a man to program their security system using his daughter's face, body, and voice, and then also give her a daddy kink?
I don't like the way that tastes.
I've been a bad, bad girl.
You're
10! You're 10! I don't need to hear that.
You're a hologram girl. You shouldn't
have feelings.
Just say you fucked up or something.
You know who doesn't have any emotional inflection in their voice at all? Gladys. And let me tell you, it's unnecessary to program that. Don't humanize your security system. It just killed your staff.
Fair enough.
All right, guys?
Yeah, maybe just have it. Maybe just have it call you fat every now and then, and talk about how you don't have any parents.
It does have a British accent, so probably very passive aggressive.
Oh yeah, well I mean, yeah, well
that's the hair you're going with.
She was like, I've been a very bad girl. She let out a huge monster.
And also killed hundreds of people.
It's not like thousands. She smoked a cigarette or spilled coffee on the floor or got grape juice in the curtains or something. Like, she killed everybody.
She let a horrible abomination traipse around this lab until it found more people to kill.
So, anyway, this fucking elevator, it too also drops, but then the brakes kick in because I feel like they had to be like, see, there are brakes.
Yeah.
Just for everybody who just got this new fear of falling in the elevator.
New?
Well, I mean, not for you, but some people might be watching this and go, oh, it does happen. Oh, no.
All you have to do is go on Live Leak for like a minute and you're going to see it happen.
So here we are. Brakes kicked in. We got to get this door open.
Yeah.
I believe somebody says, fuck that door.
Yeah.
And they pry it open.
I think it's the guy. The one guy with coffee in the elevator is the one guy in the elevator who shouldn't have any more coffee. He's a fucking neurotic mess.
Yeah.
The second the elevator stops, he just like starts having an anxious fit.
Oh, yeah.
And then also like, in fairness, that's me in an elevator if it stops. I'll be honest. I'm getting out of that door. I've already done it once.
And anytime the elevator makes me feel anything, I'm upset. I don't want to feel my guts move. I don't want to feel like I'm going up or down.
It's so bad when like you're in a fucking like the ones downtown here that are super fast because of all the floors they have, and it's like, oh, we're going. I know that for sure because I just shit my intestines.
Have you ever been to like the 50th floor of anything?
Yes.
Ugh.
I've been up the CN Tower. I don't know if it got. I mean, they might not count as floors, but damn it, they are.
Like, if you're out there designing elevators, we've got time. Don't worry about getting us up there. I'd rather not shit my pants.
Oh man, what are you saving me? 30 seconds? I'll wait.
Yeah. Oh my God. I would rather take the stairs, which takes me more time.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Yeah. I'll get a nice workout in.
Yeah, I don't want to feel like I'm about to lift up off the ground and hit the ceiling when it stops.
God, dude. You're right.
Anyway.
Fuck elevators is the moral of this podcast.
Yeah.
That's the theme.
Oh, they pry that elevator door open about enough for a woman to go, that's wide enough.
It's not, though.
It's not.
So she's got no proprioception whatsoever. Her body awareness sucks. I can squeeze through that. Yeah, you get literally head and shoulder out of it and you're stuck.
Yeah, and like...
Open it a little more, please.
Keep in mind, they're between floors.
Yeah.
So it's just a crevasse to get her head through.
That's right.
And so they open these doors to see all these dead bodies.
Naturally, that means we got to get out of the elevator?
Yeah. Because they were definitely just gassed or something.
They were.
'Cause I think we watched that happen.
Nerve agent. Now, the elevator doors are open. If the security system was really that concerned with killing everything in the building, just hit the gas again so that it can go in the elevator. You don't even need to make people have a heart attack. You can just wait for the elevator doors to open and then gas them. Really just a vindictive piece of shit security system.
Yeah.
Wow, asshole.
I mean, eventually the zombies are just going to they're going to take care of it. So whatever happens.
Also true, yeah.
Just let it happen.
Also, this security system sucks because it killed the people but didn't stop them from becoming zombies.
Oh, no, yeah, no. It made them zombies faster because they got infected because because of the air. Anyway. So there's like a lot of employees and they don't seem to be thriving. They're kind of on the ground dead.
Yes.
And like they're gasping as if it's like a they're at a magician show or something, like a magic show.
Somebody just made a rabbit disappear.
And also they died because of a lack of oxygen to their brains and lungs. So they're dead. And now we cut to Mila Jovovich on the ground in the shower.
Mila Tasty Curtain Jovovich. This isn't even the nakedest we see her.
Rub-a-dub-dub, Mila Jovovich has fallen in the tub.
It's not even, it's a stand-up shower.
I know, but it had to rhyme.
Yep, no, that's fine.
It had to rhyme.
Yep.
For a second, I did think she was in a tub, and then like the camera does a rotate, and you're like, oh, she's on the ground.
Mm-hmm. That's just I don't remember what it's called. I think it's called a kick.
I think it's called a fall. I think it's called I think you need a button at that point.
She fucking rubs the fog off of the glass and stares at herself like the goddamn Terminator.
She sure does.
Doesn't show a lick of emotion for half of this movie.
Might as well be pulling bullets out.
Holy shit.
She like rubs her little like, I don't know, bruise, and then she has a life alert flashback to her falling in the shower.
A life alert flashback.
And it's life alert because they always rip the curtain down.
Yeah. And it's color corrected weird.
They grab it like it's like those little plastic rod holding.
Yep. I can't remember the name of those things, but I know.
There's like a little plastic seat. Like that's gonna hold you as you wipe out dramatically in the shower.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I think the whole logic behind that is that you don't, when you're falling, you just reach out for anything. But like, grab the shower caddy then. That's probably screwed in.
I kind of just grabbed my head and try and make a hand helmet.
You hope to not hit that?
Yeah, like
off of the hard syringe.
Jesus Christ.
It's a miracle that her head wasn't bleeding, given that she cracked a corner of a shower.
I didn't catch her cracking it, but
well, given how she ended up, I figure her head hit the corner. Maybe, it's like resting on it so daintily.
Well, she had like bruises on her collarbone and some other. I think she took I think right to the collarbone.
She had like a weird scar. Apparently, according to the trivia page, all of her bruises and cuts are real. I don't know what she was doing before this movie. Being trafficked.
I don't know. I think she was in that Bruce Willis film, where she was wrapped in bandages like a mummy, but that was like her dress. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't.
You do.
I'm trying real hard though.
She's like a
wrapped in bandages like a mummy, and Bruce Willis is there.
So it's like her outfit, and it's just like white, and she's basically naked for that film too.
The Fifth Element.
That's the one.
Yes. Okay, fine. Chris Tucker is also in that, and if you had said Chris Tucker, I would have said that immediately.
Oh man, I forgot he was in it. Yeah,
he makes that movie.
He's like a famous guy or something, isn't he?
He's like a TV show host.
Yeah,
intergalactically.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's amazing.
Good film.
It is. So's Resident Evil. I like that we don't get her hand held through figuring out that she's got amnesia, in the way that like she's just sort of wandering around a place that she clearly doesn't recognize currently, and then she does the thing where she sees a pad with handwriting on it, and she writes out the words, and then sees that it's not her handwriting.
Oh, I thought she was just silly-brained. And it's just like, I can write that too.
No, she was testing to see if it was her, like, who the fuck is this? And then she's looking at a picture of her with the guy, and like, obviously it's not ringing any bells, but it's like her trying to cobble together some semblance of memory, and then immediately SWAT comes in like she's got child porn on the computer right away.
Oh, do they ever?
Holy fuck. They break out every way. Do you think that when you're doing a house raid, like the police are liable for the damages to the house?
No, I don't think they care at all.
Yeah, I kind of doubt, which sucks, because then you're just incurring costs to a homeowner, and this is in the States, so you know that insurance sucks.
While she's looking at the picture, there's a jump scare.
Yes, there is.
It's a dumb one.
Yep. I don't. There's. It looks like there's something, and then it's just nothing. It's just a covered statue.
It's a plastic bag billowing in the breeze.
Yeah, like a Katy Perry song.
So yeah, the SWAT busts in.
Rob Zombie music. It's not literally his, but it sounds like it would be. You know.
Before that, she steps outside, and there's 1,000 crows.
Yeah.
She says hello once, and every bird in the nation
says goodbye.
Yeah, it's like if you step out and there's that many crows, step back in, go back to bed.
Yeah, like best case scenario, you're in the birds, and I don't know what the worst case scenario is because that's pretty bad.
Well, what I do know about birds is that fly as they might, they always bust their neck when they hit your window, so you're safe inside.
That's true. Oh man, I got a real bird problem. They keep attacking me. Go in.
Just be in. What are you doing? So that's. I mean, SWAT team.
Yeah.
A guy like grabs her.
Yeah.
Pulls her inside, and he's a cop. I'm making quotations with my hands right now.
Yeah. He
flashbang.
Anytime that somebody's being arrested and they have to yell "I'm a cop" multiple times, chances are they're not one. That would be my first red flag.
Yeah. Tactical people jumping through the window.
And fuck it, so they look up, they see his fake ass badge, and they look up his name, and they're like, it's not coming up on the screen. And somebody's like, well, this is some fucking small town anyway. They're probably slow as shit. And it's probably got like a fat sheriff with a huge cowboy hat and a jug of moonshine.
I missed that part of the film. I missed that quote. I feel like I would have wrote that down.
Later on, he goes, if they had checked at all, they would have seen right through my fake ID. They did check. They're just dumb.
They arrested you. What else were they going to do?
Yeah, they have more important things to do, like get zombies out and where they don't need to be.
They handcuffed you and brought you to the zombies.
Michelle Rodriguez just says, blow me to him.
Yep.
Which makes sense because she's androgynous as all get out. I really like that half of this movie, like after she gets infected, spoiler alert.
Oh no, Jay, don't do that.
Apparently she requested if there was ever a Resident Evil movie to be made that she was in it. And then her agent was like, well, let's fucking do it then. And then it turns out that she was cast perfectly because for half the movie, she has to have her eyes half closed anyway because she's half asleep, which is just how she looks.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I'm not sure which of her eyes is lazier.
Machine gun leg.
Machine gun leg.
Was that not her in Planet
Terror? No.
Was she not? I thought she was in Planet Terror.
That was, what's her name? Rose McGowan, I think.
Which movie am I thinking of that she's in? She was in one of those movies.
She's in Machete. She's got an eye patch.
She's in one of those movies.
Yeah. She's in Machete.
The bad ones.
So let me tell you something about Michelle Rodriguez real quick.
No, I don't want to hear it.
Apparently, she's very entitled in person. She's a very difficult person to interact with outside of a movie set. And I don't think that's earned. Because you've been in Resident Evil, The Fast and the Furious, and Machete. None of those movies require acting.
Yeah, you weren't very good in this one. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna fucking lie. You weren't in some of the movie, and I thought you were dead, Michelle.
Because she's got a chronic illness where she can't open her eyes all the way. I assume.
I thought she was the lady who got killed by the laser at the beginning. I'm like, oh, that was a fun cameo for Michelle Rodriguez. Wicked. Now we can enjoy the rest of the film.
Oh man.
But no, she's in there being a rude and frankly gruff.
Yes. That's the other thing too, like it shouldn't be a surprise that she's a bitch because in every movie that she's in, she's that.
Yeah.
I don't know a single movie where she's nice.
I don't know. I refuse to watch Fast and the Furious, so
she looks like a mechanic in everything.
Yeah.
She's a mechanic in this movie. She gets a train going again.
Oh my god. She gets the train going in this film the same way they get the train going in Mimic. By plugging two cords together. And then everything fires right the fuck up.
That's all it takes, man. Dude, I don't understand why it's even a trade. I could just go in and, oh, you left this unplugged. That's your problem. That's every electrical problem.
Get out of my way. I'm an engineer, the kind that drives trains. I can plug that in.
You do an airplane service.
Oh my god. It's like, why is Nana dying? And you walk in and you just plug the machine back in. There you go.
Yeah, perfect. I work on trains for a living.
That's how we get the trains going again, too. Sometimes that comes unplugged, you see, and you just gotta plug it back in.
So, like, you get a vague, I think, here explanation as to why things are happening in the movie. A lot of expositional from, what's his name? Clarence is the black man in this movie.
Yeah, we hear that they're like, oh...
The security system in the house activated because you live on top of a giant laboratory.
And it gassed you, and that's why you can't remember anything.
And then, so just for the sake of convenience, I'm going to make sure to let you know that it could be for now or forever. You could forget everything for the rest of your life, or for however long it's convenient for the movie.
That's specific enough. I'm okay with that prognosis. Thank you.
You'd think that when... It's explained that nobody knows what happened in the Hive. Clarence straight up says the Hive security system went homicidal. Why isn't there, in this very expensive, probably billion-dollar corporate facility, some kind of readout explaining why the security system did what it did?
Why is there not just an extra camera that watches... Why don't we just play back the footage
of a guy throwing a virus so it breaks open?
Why don't we check the fucking
How come there's no camera in that lab, the lab that should have a camera the most?
What, like, where's the key swipe? Like, let's see whose badge was used last.
No, we don't have any of that.
Yeah, no, there's no... Like, sure, you got an AI for your computer system. You're telling me you can't hit rewind and just play?
They had that technology back in VHS days.
Yeah, and like this is 2002, so like
computers.
I got to imagine there was like an SD card.
One would hope,
but here we are. Anyway,
they call up the schematics, and once again, it looks like the introduction to a level from GoldenEye or Star Fox.
Oh my God! It does like the slow sweep in and the pan around.
Even the fucking, I don't know if you ever saw Superman 64 played it.
Nope.
But the train that they're riding, like the tunnel itself has these hexagonal rings in it that are the exact shape of the rings you have to fly through in Superman 64. It's like they just repurposed a bunch of Nintendo assets.
I wouldn't be surprised, Jay. I wouldn't be surprised.
Love it, though.
Loved it. The fireball at the end.
Yeah. Or the monster. Or when the monster escapes the containment container that he's in.
I'll give you that. The fireball, though. The fireball.
I may have deliberately ignored the fireball.
It looked like Star Fox. When you explode and like fly at the camera.
Like Super Smash Bros. When you throw a bomb.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Yep. All this happens. Everybody's got a wrist computer that can operate things that don't seem to be computers or machinery, but
a wrist computer that's sort of like sideways phones that flip the screen flipped open.
Yep.
Like a shitty Nintendo DS.
Everybody's tip-tapping away on their computers.
Super flimsily attached, by the way. I'm watching this guy call up the schematics. It's like wobbling all over his wrist like he glued it on.
Oh, yeah. Nobody's living in the moment, just looking at their screens. Look, if that
fucking kids these days, you know?
If that wasn't wobbly, he wouldn't be able to move his wrist.
Yeah, fair enough, I guess. I just want to say that having nerve gas in... so it's explained that Milla Jovovich and her husband are in a fake marriage, which you just have to... The second she looked at the ring and it said property of Umbrella Corporation, I was like, okay, this is fake shit. And they're placed in the mansion as security for the secret entrance to the Hive. Seems a little counterproductive to have nerve gas in the house that unleashes itself when there's some kind of containment breach and puts to sleep the two people in charge of protecting the Hive. It's kind of like having a doorman at your very high-end apartment building, and every time a stranger walks in, he takes a Percocet.
Yeah. That's exactly what that's like.
If anything, you should have adrenaline pumping through those.
It's like if a
you
bouncer
should have steroids in there.
A bouncer with narcolepsy. That's what it's like.
Yes, it is.
Jay, if that didn't happen, then this movie
wouldn't happen.
Yeah,
you're right.
So, fuck you.
Fine.
It didn't happen in the game. I'm just gonna toss that up.
None of this happened in the game. I don't think there's a Hive in the game.
I liked the game.
I think it's isn't it just a cop like trying to find her partner? That's the whole fucking first game.
I don't remember. I just know there's a big old house that you got to run around and do things in a specific order, or else nothing works.
Did that game even have dogs in it?
I don't know.
I know Silent Hill did.
Oh yeah. So yeah, they're using they're tip tapping away on their fucking things, and they open some door. It's just a door.
It is.
And apparently she had no idea this door was there, but it's a very obvious door. And they go in there, and it's just like they're just in like some supply room, and everything is Umbrella Corporation
She's
jugs.
got amnesia. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. She's got amnesia, but she's having 8 dozen flashbacks. Figure she'd have one about the door.
Nah.
My bad. Okay.
Fuck that door.
So we're in the secret room. We're looking at secret stuff.
We are.
There's a train there.
Yep.
I think they open a door and a guy falls out.
Yeah. That's Spence, husband.
That's husband.
Mm-hmm. And guess what? Like I said, same jacket in the fucking when he threw the thing. So I was like, oh, it's the same guy. Okay.
Yep, there he is.
How long is it going to take for everybody else to figure it out?
He didn't quite make it out.
3/4 of the movie is the answer.
Fucking right. I think Michelle Rodriguez like plants a bomb or something. I thought it was a bomb, but it was a counter because the door seals shut after a certain amount of time.
Yeah, it's like some hours.
Guys, it's not a bomb. That's all you need to know. It's not a bomb.
Kind of a dumb jump scare when she's down in the bottom because she's looking with her flashlight at like a hole in a grate underneath the train, and then fucking some asshole Kaplan sticks his head down, and it's like boo.
Everybody is tactical guy.
Yeah.
I didn't catch a single fucking
Everybody
name.
is tactical guy except for Clarence, who's blacktical guy.
I didn't write that. You wrote that. Not me.
I didn't. I should have.
Not me. So yeah, there's like they make Michelle go down there and to plug in 2 plugs.
Yeah.
That I don't know why they were unplugged because the train was just in function. It was just moving. Jay, the train.
Let's think about this for a
second. He
second.
used the train.
Yeah, let's think about the timeline real quick. Between the outbreak, Mila Jovovich being put to sleep and waking up, Spence had enough time to get the train to his house. And in that time, somebody unplugged it. Wait, like how long are you asleep for with nerve? Like a fucking 10 minutes? I know for a fact that if you're unconscious for longer than like 20, it's a problem.
Well, who unplugged it?
It's a great question. Well, whatever monster's hiding in the fucking underneath it.
All right.
Turns out he's smart.
I'll give you that.
Because it's a cop out. It's bullshit.
There was skittering and a hole. I'll give you that.
It doesn't make a lick of sense.
All right. Yeah. Nope. It
They
doesn't.
have a rat problem, but they're just it's Remy from Ratatouille. That's what it is.
He's just kind of an asshole.
Yeah, he's pissed. You can't cook in the train station.
No. All you can
unless
do
you're
is,
cooking meth.
All you can do is make trouble for people.
Yeah.
So they pop her this dude awake. And then it's her husband.
Yeah. That woman's name is Medic. In this, I love that. That's just her name.
Good. She carries the poppers.
Yeah, and all of her lines are voiced over. All of them. I saw her mouth move when she's waking him up, and then I started paying attention to her dialogue, and all like she must have a hard time speaking.
You gotta stop looking at mouths, Jay.
Well,
that's
how
your
else am I
problem.
going to see the words?
You don't need to see words. There's no subtitles.
There were actually.
Oh, I didn't use them.
Should have.
Nope. Nope. I just turned it up as loud as it goes.
You watched the movie Raw.
Raw dog.
Yeah.
I don't need to read. Fuck that. So at this point, I think they explain that this is like a research facility that they're going to.
Mm-hmm.
And they all work for Umbrella, and they're all blah blah blah.
And we need to find out why. We're in fucking COVID lockdown underground in the basement.
Nah. We got the fake cop here too. Still.
For some reason, why don't you just leave him up top?
Yeah. Well, I don't know why anybody didn't.
Why don't you leave him in a squad car or something?
Be a really long wait. Yep. This is fucking. Here we are.
And so what we're going to do is we're going to get into this control room because I didn't write anything between hacking into the control room to disable Alice and reboot the system and what we just talked about, because there's only so many times I can write the word gray and the word metal.
Yeah.
Because that's all.
This film is a series of cement hallways.
Yeah, and then every so often it changes it up with some gray steel hallway instead. Sick. Your color palette. So now Alice Mila Jovovich is the only one wearing color, and it's a red dress, deliberately to make her the focus of every scene that she's in.
Makes sense.
It's a little costume design.
I figured they just wanted her to be...
the hottest one in any room?
Well, I mean, it didn't...
Because damn?
Well, you got Michelle Rodriguez there. And...
Yeah.
And then also, by the way, you perverts, yes, you do get to see some titty.
You get to see some titty,
You get to see a whole ass nipple.
Later on in the movie, you get to see, if you look real close.
Jay, you're not supposed to look that close.
The fabric second skin that people in movies use to cover up dick and puss.
I know the scene you're talking about.
Yeah, you do.
Anyway,
she really leaned into that. She's like, "What? My puss isn't out? Oh, I don't care then."
So what happens in between there is they fucking get there. And then they like, oh, all the rooms are flooded. We have to find another way around.
Oh, I did notice that one of the rooms, so when this outbreak happened, one of the fun ways that the security system decided to kill people was to drown them to death.
Yep.
Instead of just using the nerve gas.
Mm-hmm.
And that activates the sprinkler system and seals one of the rooms in the lab. One of the people in that room has an axe and tries to break the window all of about 8 times, and then I guess takes a nap.
Well, he hits it and like one shard of glass shoots out, and that's all you see.
Well, when they're going through the hallway and you get to see that room that's full of water, there's like 8 other holes.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about water. It fucking drains. Hit it a couple more times. Create a grid strainer.
Hit it low.
At the bottom, yes.
Stop hitting it so high.
You don't even have to break through. All you gotta do really is make enough holes so that it drains faster than it fills. Unclog that sink.
Yeah. Just don't work in an underground place where it could fill with water.
Don't give up after like a half dozen tries to save your own life.
Yeah, because it's just a sprinkler system. It's not...
How about this?
It's going to take a long time to fill up.
Yeah, it sure is. It doesn't necessarily come out that fast.
They're not a gusher. They're a spray. They spray. They don't gush.
It's the garden hose on water the plants setting.
Exactly. It's on shower, not jet. So it's going to take a long time to fill. Yeah, I don't know why he was just like, all right, 8's enough. Clearly 8 is not going to do it.
Fine, I guess I'll just...
Face down in the water.
Yeah.
Everybody face down. Don't let the computer win.
You're not going to get me before I get me.
Oh, yeah. And so, so they there's just these 2 rooms that are flooded then.
Yeah.
Not later, but then they're flooded then.
Right then.
All the way to the brim, they're flooded.
Mm-hmm. Full.
And so we get Michelle Rodriguez going, I'm going to go find another way because clearly this way is flooded.
Sure. Go right ahead.
It's pretty wild that our route right to this computer bitch is flooded. So I'm going to go find another way on Michelle Rodriguez, and she just takes off.
Yeah. Big deal. Big Michelle Rodriguez deal.
And then I think they somehow find a way without her.
Yeah.
Is that what happens?
She takes JD and Matt and...
You've got all these names.
Yeah, and fucking Alice to another room, and then we go into the control room. Actually, I think Alice is still there, and we begin to hack the system.
There is a jump scare there as well.
Probably.
Because
the chick with her hand.
Yeah, because like a dead body floats up.
Yeah.
And like, oh, a dead body, and then
after they leave, the dead body opens its eyes and slaps the glass. For nobody but the audience.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you...
As you thought exactly like what was going to happen, it happens.
Yeah.
The exact thing you think is going to happen, it happens.
And it doesn't make a whole lot of sense because if it's a zombie, why bother doing that? It doesn't, like, try to punch through the glass. It sort of just puts its hand right on it.
Because that's spooky.
Oh, boo. And also, I'm pretty sure it's fast-forwarded to make it scarier.
Oh, absolutely it is. Have you ever tried to move quickly in water? It's impossible.
It is. Apparently, that actor learned how to scuba dive just to do that. Seems like a waste of time.
Yeah.
You didn't have to swim.
Nope. You just had to hold your breath. Anyway, so yeah, we've got this. It's an EMP bomb or something. I don't know what it is because it doesn't. It's not an EMP bomb. They just plug it into the computer and it makes it go boo boo.
I mean, we press a button and it reboots everything.
Why don't they just have that button?
Why didn't they just press that earlier?
Why would they have that button on the other side of lasers? I feel like if the computer can operate the lasers, you want that button on your side of the lasers.
You're literally creating a scenario like 2001: A Space Odyssey. I'm afraid I can't do that.
That was gonna be on of my but like it's not a horror movie.
No, in a way, but also it's like
who has got the time?
Oh fuck! Certainly not me.
Not
you got half a day to watch a movie? We got through The Shining.
Yeah, same guy.
It was a tall enough order on its own.
Yep, and there wasn't much to. Well, I mean, there's some to unpack, but I got to tell you, monkeys dancing around an obelisk, probably a lot there.
Monkeys in men in monkey suits doing that.
Yep.
Let's be clear.
Absolutely.
I love early 2000s hacking because it's fucking hilarious. Like,
oh yeah,
let me just hack into the system, and literally it's just a guy pressing keys on a keyboard, and then he says checkmate.
He said checkmate.
He fucking said checkmate.
He said checkmate.
Not we're in.
Not he didn't say we're in because that probably at that point had been overdone.
Yeah.
He tapped into the he pulled out the old checkmate.
Love it. Fantastic.
Oh my
beautiful.
God.
Turns out not a good enough checkmate though, because the lasers. So they get into this fucking room and then it closes itself because guess what? Like, are you retards fucking oblivious to the fact that the security system literally controls everything?
Yeah, they
Prop the goddamn door open with a brick.
How?
It's not going to be able to fuck with the brick.
My question is why did they wait till everybody was dead to disable the defense lasers? Because he says he's like, yeah, they're shut down this time.
They go into that hallway and the lights turn on, and I think it's Kaplan. He goes, "The lights are automated. Don't worry, you're not in danger." Yeah, you are. You are. If the lights are automated, they're controlled by the security system. That means that the security system knows you're in there. They even say that the security system knows they're in there. You're absolutely in danger. It just got done killing everyone.
Yeah, it's got no problem finishing off the group of people who are trying to crawl into its asshole.
Yeah, right in, too. Really like this laser scene because it's just like, this bitch, man.
I imagine
this was security system.
So I thought that this was at the end of the film.
Really? I was surprised by how early, like I don't remember it being as early as it was either.
Have we already, because I think we've already gone, Dining Room B. We went through Dining Room B, which is like a storage room for monsters. In boxes.
Yeah.
And they call it Dining Room B. So, okay, look.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard because you can't see what this place looks like unless you watch the movie. It's like a big pyramid upside down underground.
Yeah.
They start at the top, Jay.
Mm-hmm.
How the fuck do they get all the way to the bottom? You're going to tell me that this entire film, we're not going to walk through any of the Hive. We're just going to go right to the bottom.
Yeah, because that's where the control room is. They took the stairs.
They did.
Because the elevator didn't work.
So at the bottom of the stairs is Dining Room B. It's not a dining room. It's where they keep the monsters.
Yeah. So I don't know who they're calling it Dining Room B for.
I think just so people are like, well, who the fuck's going to eat in Dining Room B at the bottom of the Hive?
Dining Room A is on the very top.
Yeah.
I'll be an A.
Exactly.
We'll all be an A.
It seems really inconvenient to get down to B. And like,
that's a lot of stairs for me.
The subway's right here. I'm not going down there for whatever they've got. So they go through that, and I think there's a whole thing.
Let me also tell you, Dining Room B is nebulously large.
Huge.
It's small enough that everybody can be clustered together as they're walking through it, and then it grows in size so that everybody gets lost.
Yep.
Cool.
It gets big enough that like people can be in there and they don't know because they're like looking for survivors.
Yeah.
They look, and then they continue on to this other thing.
Mm-hmm. So that's when they split up so that they can hack into the control room, and Michelle Rodriguez stays back with fucking the guy that's handcuffed for literally no reason because there's more pressing issues and he's not a threat because he's wearing a button-up shirt.
Yeah.
Like what does he have? He doesn't have a gun.
No.
And Alice.
Okay.
And also you have backup in the form of JD and your weird relationship that I can't tell if you're together or not.
Right.
Because she's very upset when he dies, but then also they don't really kiss ever.
They kind of just leave his corpse there on the floor.
Yeah. Well, it was in an elevator with zombies in it. What are you going to do? Drag it out?
Right. So that's right. Yeah, so they stay around in dining room B,
Somebody's
which is like
hungry.
Yeah. I wrote that it's called dining room B to confuse and disinterest people. If they called it genetic crimes against God room, they might get audited. Oh, that's just the dining room. Don't go down there.
Please don't.
Don't go down there.
I haven't cleaned off the tables from lunch.
Yeah, it's a real mess. The janitors are still working on dining room A.
So these fucking lasers are hilarious because what a dickhead. Like I said, like, okay, we're gonna start with one and see if people figure it out. And Medic doesn't because she gets her whole kappa detated from her.
And it does like the samurai thing where it slowly slides off.
Yeah.
Love
the other
it.
guy just lost fingers. I mean, that's cool.
Yeah, NBD.
It's an alright story.
Yeah.
And then because that wasn't funny enough for the security system, let's fool people into trying to jump over it this time.
Yeah, so we go for a low laser.
And then we pull the old Texas switch right through somebody's midsection.
Oh my god. Yeah.
And then meanwhile, Kaplan, despite being like hacker extraordinaire, is like, I'm trying. Fucking try harder. People are dying.
So you had a device that you could attach to the door to get it open.
Hit the close button?
Why didn't you bring two of those devices?
Hit the turn off the lasers button?
Yeah, just do anything. Meanwhile, the one guy like grabs the bar on the ceiling and holds himself taut to the ceiling like a tile.
He moonlights as a stripper.
Yeah,
because he's that core strength. The only way you get that is by riding pole.
Every muscle in his body went into just holding him.
Yeah,
like Spider-Man to the ceiling.
And that poor knife got cut in half. It was a nice blade.
It was. And
then I like that when the laser comes back, he posts up like he's gonna fucking do Muay Thai against it. Like he's fucking he's got his shoulders up and he's like, yeah, we're gonna get into a fist fight with lasers today.
I had enough of you, laser.
Yeah,
you're going down. and then
when I see you in that cage,
it's gonna be hell in the hallway.
Oh fuck!
This summer at the fucking WWE Laser Smackdown,
the Hive.
So yeah, he like posts up and then it just turns into a grid, and he has the look of it's like, well, fuck.
He gets cubed up like a fucking episode of Kitchen Nightmares.
What I really like is like, he goes, you know what happens.
This whole scene is an advertisement for fucking Slap Chop.
Oh god.
And he's the garlic.
Oh, his eyes start to leak eye fluid. Yeah. And then you see what's-her-face looking in the window being like, no!
Very upset. And it's like, yeah, okay, he's dead now, though.
Yeah, in the reflection of the door, he falls apart like he topples like a shitty Jenga tower.
Yeah.
Just falls apart.
Like somebody knocked over a plate of hors d'oeuvres.
Oh, my God. That was my favorite death.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, you don't really have a lot of really good ones to choose from.
Not really, no.
That whole combination of deaths is quite enjoyable.
Fuck.
So while that's happening, unfortunately, Michelle Rodriguez finds a survivor and gets too close to a thing with the face that it has to be believable. Because even if it was a survivor, if that zombie, because that's what the fuck it is, turned around and looked like that, I wouldn't care about continuing their survival.
They did look very sick. You should probably put them down.
6 foot social distance, please.
Yeah.
Not right up in my grill so you can bite my hand right off.
Ugh. Yeah. That is exactly what happens. She finds a survivor and it's just not one.
No.
It bites her. She's been bit.
They try to be nice about it. Zombie's not having it because it doesn't speak English. And that would have been my favorite death, or at least a contester for it, except it doesn't die. But they do that thing where they blast it with so many bullets that it flies back 30 feet into just a bunch of weird pipes on the ground.
Yeah, her backup comes, and like they shoot it in the leg to try and disable it.
Yeah.
Nothing.
No.
A couple more bullets. Maybe back up.
Yeah.
Maybe
put some
time
distance.
to go.
It's a gun. You can make room.
I don't know. It's probably not gonna. Like, it's the definition of insanity is to keep doing the same thing over and over again and expect different results.
Yeah.
It gets right back up after you blasted it.
The first leg shot, didn't give a shit. I mean, just go for the head at that point, all right?
That should have been your first shot.
Worst case, or best case scenario, rather, it's a person on PCP, and I don't want to deal with that either.
No.
So killing this one zombie has activated. Does somebody push the zombie button? And now magically, these fucking zombies can teleport in this movie. I don't know if it's canon, but they appear and disappear whenever the fuck they want.
I think that they've got like the Friday the 13th thing going on. You know, they're just real quiet for being clumsy.
Yeah, shambling with weapons, dragging across the ground. They still manage to sneak up on you at 10 feet.
Mm-hmm. In this time, they also they try again to disable the AI.
Yeah.
The tactical guy's like, look, I disabled the system. Even I'll go in there.
Yep.
And he gets like halfway in, and then Mila's like, yeah, I'll come to you.
All
now.
right, fine. You got halfway and you're not in pieces? All right.
They
I guess
get in
we'll
there.
just go. Even though I know nothing and am capable of doing nothing, I'll follow you.
This movie really relies on the fact that you know nothing. Because some of the things they do in this movie...
Yeah, if they knew anything at all, would piss me right off.
Well, no, if I knew anything, like, Okay, so they get into this room.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, look, my wrist will bring the computer up out of the ground.
Yeah.
It's not I don't know what the fuck it is. It's just a fucking thing. Some thing comes out of the ground, and he's like, well, put this thing on top of that thing.
Well, it's a mainframe.
I don't know what that looks like, Jay.
Well,
all I'm saying is they could have had a wiener, and I'd have been like... A little wiener comes up out of the ground. I'm like, well, I guess so, huh?
It's just what high-tech server rooms looked like in 2002.
Oh.
Inaccessible.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, internet's down? Well, fuck.
The server's got to come up out of the floor. and we.
I don't have the wrist button.
I don't have the duffel bag full of equipment to attach to it to restart it.
It's probably mostly explosives in there.
So they're in there, and this is when we get to meet the AI child.
Yeah, which, again... Not a good idea to do this.
You know what?
Why are you trying to humanize... You shouldn't anthro your computer when it's capable of committing mass genocide.
Well, it's a British girl. Of course it's going to commit mass genocide. It's a British child. They all do.
Amazing.
They're all the harbingers of death. Did you not know that? She even, like, so...
She says please twice, you know?
And honestly, like, she means it.
She does.
Like, what she is saying... Take with heed. Like, heed this warning.
Yeah. Although,
listen.
like, who the fuck listens to kids, you know?
That's true.
That's the other mistake.
Well, you should listen to kids when they say, you're all gonna die down here. Chip, chip, cheerio.
I knew it.
That's the only British accent.
Yeah, no, that's right. It's all Dick Van Dyke and Mary Poppins. That's all it is.
Good evening, Governor. You're all gonna die down here.
Or, I guess, apparently Dobby and Harry Potter, according to yours. I'm a slave. I'm a literal slave.
A sock.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna put my dick in it.
That's man.
Dobby, that's not how you wear a sock. Well, I don't know. I've never worn one before. Master has given Dobby a dick sock.
As opposed to another kind?
This sock is quite
He's never
crusty.
He's never worn
Harry!
No!
Harry!
We just alienated every British listener and every fan of Harry Potter.
Well, I'm sorry you all sound like Dobby to me.
Oh, man.
Oh, Jesus. What happened in this movie? So they shut down the computer despite it being like, please don't. It's real bad when you do that.
I'd really prefer you didn't.
Don't tickle me. I've got diarrhea, and if you tickle me, it's going to come out.
And then instead, Kaplan just punches you in the stomach.
Oh, God. He gives you a rib tickling, and it comes out.
Oh, my God. Does it ever.
So, yeah, when that happens, that's when they start coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
And
From where?
And biting Michelle Rodriguez.
From where, though?
Bathroom doors.
Oh.
These were all people shitting.
Yeah. In dining room B.
That's where they got the spicier tacos.
This is all like, this just reminded me of House of the Dead the whole time. It's a fucking arcade rail shooter from back in the day where it's just zombies and you shoot them. That's it. Nobody runs out of fucking bullets, even though MP5s carry, I think, 25.
I'm down with that.
Fine.
Sounds fun.
I'll watch zombies get plugged away for a while. Half of the extras that are zombies in this movie react the exact same to getting shot in different places, which is to pretend as if somebody's trying to grab you and pull you backwards by one shoulder.
You know, I didn't notice that. You're really ruining this film that I've already given a pretty low rating to.
Matt, somebody drops the handcuff keys and
yeah.
Matt's reaching for him backwards and he knocks him down a grate. And even though he obviously can't reach with his fingers to the bottom of the grate, they just cut to him having the keys in his hands.
Yeah, so he's at one point he lifts those keys off of somebody and he gets and then so what happens is gunfire erupts. They're shooting everybody because it's just zombies.
And the zombies don't care.
And what they don't also realize is that they're shooting, I don't know, compressed tanks of gas.
You'd think military-trained security, personal security for a corporation would aim better.
Nah, let's riddle these things full of bullets. I don't give a fuck.
All this, all these gases, they could be poisonous. Don't care.
So, yeah, those explode, and I wrote, if he doesn't drop those keys, I'm going to be pissed. And he did. He dropped them. And then I think there's like a zombie getting up in his crotch as he's on the ground, and he's
trying to show that he's not consenting to the head being offered to him.
It's quite a moment. Had me on the edge of my seat.
Yeah, okay.
He starts kicking the zombie in the face, and then he's magically got his keys.
Yeah,
he magically picks the lock with the keys, and
well, he's a cop. Just kidding.
And magically, he escapes from the thing that's escaping next to his head.
The zombie was on fire, and I don't really know how the zombie stopped attacking him. I can't remember. But while he's handcuffed, his leg catches fire as well. So when he looses himself from the cuffs, he's got to smack the fire out. I would be more urgently trying to leave the area with the zombies in it. I don't give a shit about burn, like a superficial burn through jeans. I'd rather be alive and have that.
Well, right next to his head, the thing is escaping too. I mean, that's happening right there. That the big hole kicks right by his head, and you see like a foot come out. That's when it starts escaping, because those are all little pods for monsters. And they
three zombies, and then Mila Jovovich picks him up by his shoulders because apparently she's super strong despite being 90 pounds. I did want to point out that when that thing escapes, that's the worst CGI in the whole movie. The entire pod is CGI, and the door that it's busting out of is, and it's so very clearly obvious, and it looks like a video game. Do better. Now, I
didn't read.
Yeah.
But I wanted to pretend that the budget was a shoestring.
I can guarantee you that it's a Paul W. Anderson movie. There was a high budget.
They should have spent a little more on fire. Real looking fire.
And also like more convincing burn suits, because the zombie that's on fire, I'm like, that's just a man in a suit.
Well, it's just aren't all zombies just men in suits?
I mean, sometimes they just have makeup on.
Fine.
So I want to point out, everybody meets up with each other, right? And the zombies have disappeared. There were hallways between these pods full to the brim with zombies, right? There's like 30, 40 zombies. They don't know that headshots are the only thing that kills zombies yet. So it's all body shots, knocking them down for like 30 seconds, and then they get back up. And then they just go away.
Well, Jay, they had to go away because the movie needed to progress.
Fucking Kaplan gets back and they're trying to open this elevator and he can't remember the goddamn code. It's his only fucking job to remember the code. And then it's like, okay, instead we'll get JD to put the code in so that I can come over here and yell it at him. I don't understand that. It's just so that JD can die, because when the elevator doors open, guess what? Zombies in there. And then you get that thing like where somebody's drowning in quicksand and they reach their hand out and then it closes into a fist because they're dead. And he's just in zombies.
Yeah. Yep.
So I wrote like right then, suddenly the room's fucking empty. Then Matt and Alice start walking in another direction from everybody else.
For no reason.
And there's no zombies at all. And then Matt just goes away saying nothing.
He disappears behind a box and is never seen again until he's seen again.
But like, what an asshole.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to go this way real quick. You know how our lives are in danger?
With you.
Yeah, I would love to. I'm in a dress. My legs are exposed.
There's no place for me. Like, it doesn't matter which direction you go in.
All you have to do is round a corner. I'm going to see where you're going.
If you're not going up, you're going in the wrong direction. That's all I'm going to say.
So I was pissed about that.
As you should be. I was also upset.
So only so that for the sole reason to get Alice alone during the dog scene. That's it.
Yep.
And so she's fucking around. She goes into the fucking dog cages. She sees that they're open, even though the dogs have clearly already gotten out. You didn't even need to open the cage door. There's holes from the dogs getting out of them.
With dog flesh on the wires.
Dangling. She goes into a room where there's a zombie janitor. And this is when her fucking... her Vietnam War flashbacks kick in and she becomes Trinity from the Matrix.
Yeah, she does.
She fucking... Suddenly she knows Kung Fu like she just jacked in.
I wrote Kung Fu as well. I don't know if it is Kung Fu, but I'll tell you what, I don't know the difference. If that makes me a martial artist, then
yeah,
that's that. There's no way to it's somebody who hates martial arts, but it's also somebody who does martial arts.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Somebody who's not very good at them. Apparently, she did all of her own stunts except for 2 in this movie, which is impressive, I guess.
Well, obviously one was her matrixing up the wall and kicking a dog in the face.
Yeah, so the dogs here. The janitor's closet is where she hides from one dog and there's a zombie janitor in there. That dog doesn't give a fuck. What's this, glass? Not anymore.
Yeah, I'm a meat dog.
So, yeah, my insides are already on the outside. I'm not worried about cuts.
Yeah, there's no skin left to damage.
So fucking, yeah, super cool. She fucking runs up a wall and blasts that dog in the face. So good.
So, just absolutely disrespectfully kicks that dog directly in its mouth.
After shooting 7 other ones.
Right,
Just dogs in the hallway, and she's like, guess what? I have a gun, so fuck you. And they're all headshots, too. She doesn't waste any time.
She's an efficient dog killer.
She's really good at it.
The one thing she's good at doing is killing dogs.
She should work at an animal shelter.
Oh. Oh, no. Adopt, everybody.
Yeah. Also spay and neuter. I'm Bob Barker. Bob Barker, by the way, has looked like a vampire for 10 years.
Well, he's... You know why?
Why?
Because he's sustaining his life off of animal nuts. That's where they all go. That's why he's so hey, cut your animal's balls off.
They just fucking repurpose Ferrero Rocher containers and hand them to him every hour and a half.
More. I need more nut.
Bobby, hungry.
Ugh. So yeah, the dog that jumps through a window gets kicked in the face. More meat dogs.
Cut
they all get shot.
Fucking Matt just slinking around, and this is when we find out that he didn't die, because I thought he just died. But it turns out no, he's just being sneaky.
Yeah, for reasons.
Yeah, trying to find his sister. Guess what? He somehow knows exactly where her desk is. He looks at 2 desks and that's my sister's. I know that. Look, her ID card's on it and everything.
Yeah, you would think that she wouldn't be able to tell you that kind of thing either. I work at this desk, Monday to Friday. It's just a secret underground thing. No big
It's fine.
deal.
Totally covert. They built a house on top of it so nobody would guess anything. But I'll just tell you all about it. It's fine.
Somehow he manages to find his sister, but it ain't his sister no more.
Well, I mean, it's his sister's body.
It's the shell.
And I don't know what that fucking glass cube was, but it's good that it was there.
Oh, yeah, Mila just clubs that zombie over the head with a paperweight.
One shot, no problem. Now, that's a really heavy, that's like that fucking, the kind of material, you know how, they find fossilized mosquitoes in amber and shit?
Yeah.
It's like some super fucking heavy-ass poured glass around some figurine or something.
Yeah, it was like a plant. I don't know.
Yeah.
And this is where I just wrote the cop says a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah. He's sort of extrapolating, he's telling the whole backstory that you get from some of the flashbacks. Essentially, we work for the Resistance. And this is New World Order Corporation that we're trying to bring down from the inside out. This is where you find out who his sister is. Her name's fucking Lisa. In the flashback, she's talking to Alice in a graveyard about sharing confidential information, like fucking Edward Snowden.
Yeah, yep.
And, she's dead and a zombie now, so it doesn't matter.
Yep, nope.
And Alice doesn't say shit. Doesn't say anything until later on when it becomes very dubious that she was hiding that information. You could have just been like, oh, I was the contact and there was nothing untoward about it. No. Instead, I'm going to wait until, we might die, and then I'll say it just to piss you off. I'll leave you without answers for the rest of the day,
Well, let's pretend like her amnesia is still very selective.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that whole part of the story,
It doesn't matter.
I didn't pay attention to it. It didn't make sense to me.
Well, it doesn't goddamn matter, Matt.
And apparently it doesn't goddamn matter. So
it makes no difference to anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter for so many reasons. Like if this whole resistance and I'm going to share the surveillance tapes and security and all this information shit was the reason why the zombies got out, then it would change the situation. But no, that's not why. One guy threw a vial.
Yeah.
Because he was mad. That's it.
Yeah,
You don't need two explanations for a zombie outbreak. Just stick with the one.
Okay, all right. Let me just, let's lay it out here.
Yeah.
There's a resistance to stop this big company.
Yeah. We're going to blow the whistle on this illegal underground stuff.
And they're
literally
do that,
and figuratively.
They're going to do that by stealing the shit.
That's right. Well, that is Spence, who has a separate motivation entirely, which is my point.
But I thought their whole thing was they were trying to steal the shit first, and he like caught wind of that and was like, well, I'm gonna fuck everything up, but shh, don't tell anybody.
He's also stealing the shit, but to sell it.
Ah, yes. Yeah, maybe
I don't know why you'd have to kill the entire fucking company just to sell some viral weaponry, but
I feel like they wouldn't have noticed it gone missing.
Probably
otherwise.
not. They probably got tons of it down there. They have enough to put in dogs and rabbits.
They barely have security cameras paying attention, so
and those security cameras are controlled by something that knows what paying attention is.
A British girl. So death.
That's fine.
Man jumps. Oh, the bullets they use are Umbrella Corporation bullets.
Yeah, everything is Umbrella Corporation.
Everything is.
Well, those bullets were from the janitor/security guard's gun, so it makes sense.
Oh, right. Okay.
There's a zombie on the other side of glass pane while they're having an expositional moment of emotion. Here's my problem, though. Lisa's already been in there. So why can't that zombie also get into the room they're in so that they can talk to each other?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. I think it's a show zombie.
It's a show. It's for show. It's not for go.
So yeah, they discuss the T virus being worth a bunch of money on the black market, and that's something.
Great. So cut to again, shitty Star Fox Hive with just two red dots running for no reason. We don't get to see anything between the room that Alice and Matt are in talking about the motivations behind what they're doing, or what Matt's doing anyway, and them meeting back up with the other people.
Yeah, there's a couple bits where there's clearly a scene they cut out because time.
Yes. 100%, because I had to rewind it 3 times and I was like, did I fucking miss something 3 times?
You did. It's just not in the film. There's definitely there's been a few times where I was like, well, what's chasing them now?
Yeah, and like suddenly the hallway's fucking full of zombies also. Where were they when 2 people were just sitting on the ground sharing a moment?
They were all up in dining room A, I'm telling you. They didn't go through any of this hive. It's probably teeming with zombies, and they're just hoarding around like zombies do.
So here comes some bullshit, Matt. Real quick.
Okay.
Michelle Rodriguez. This is when we activate the Red Queen so that we can, she comes out and begins to have a conversation like she's a person. Again, not one. This is all programming. So why did you give it inflection? Why did you give it emotions, or at least fake ones? And who's talking to the Red Queen so much that I need it to feel like it's a therapy session?
Well, because creepy British girl, Jay.
Sure. Michelle Rodriguez says, I wrote this down, containing the incident is the only fail-safe plan they had against possible contamination. Well then, why did you send a team down?
I also wonder that too.
Why did you send people in when it was all locked up and they were dead?
Just fill the place with fire.
You probably could.
Why wasn't that a button? Like, oh, we're done, just vaporize everything.
So the explanation, yep, that's fine. The explanation as to why we're programming this T virus, or the explanation as to how it works. Anyway, we don't really get a why. I don't think is when people die, there are still electrical impulses going through their body, and the bullshit part is hair and fingernails continue to grow.
Oh, as a fact, they do.
No, they sure don't.
I read it on Snopes, actually.
And what that is the skin and flesh shriveling like a grape in the sun. Because there's nothing in there. Especially not electrical impulses still that could be reactivated with something that requires blood flow.
Chase.
Which we already established they don't have.
Yeah, I believe at one point somebody's like, that blood's coagulated. It happens after you die, so I don't know how she's walking around.
How's that virus supposed to go through the system if there's no highway?
I'm not gonna say the word virus or a zombie, but zombie.
Just zombie.
Zombie.
Just zombie. Fine. Again, I wrote it seems like a bit of an oversight to let a man program his daughter into your security system. Also, who drew straws for that one? Did you just pick a name out of a hat? Is he the employee of the month?
No, I imagine he's the creator of the everything. And he's just like...
I don't know if they explain who the fuck he actually is. I know that they explained that part, but I don't remember. And like later on, like in the fucking second and third movie, you know him, right? But you don't know that yet, so I'm not factoring that in.
All right, because I have not seen any of them.
Oh, well.
So, fucking ruined them for me. Thanks.
Matt, it's a guy in a wheelchair.
No! So, just so you know, the T virus, it mutates, and it can, however it wants to be transmittable, that's the way it's transmittable.
Okay.
Blood, air, it doesn't fucking matter.
No, just looking at you for too long.
Yep. Yeah, so anyway, it's no matter what, you're gonna get it.
Yeah.
There's no way to not get it. It's kind of, I think is what they try to.
That's sort of there's no way that you can't get it. You could just get it. However, your amnesia is just gonna last however long I want. I don't. Zombies sometimes they can disappear at will.
Yep. So we're reactivating the Red Queen.
Yeah.
Because we want to get out, and she'll tell us how. But we also activated a kill switch so that if she's being a bitch, we can put that right to sleep.
Yep.
So where does she send us? Well, we don't get to know because it's the utility tunnels, and we just are there now.
Yeah. Cut to sewer.
Cut right to sewer.
Thanks for that.
Yep. Here we are, utility tunnels.
Just so it was a nice change of scenery to go from gray concrete to wet gray concrete.
I liked the just the overall dreariness.
Yeah.
And the just the tones and the grayness, really. The grayness of the concrete.
Monochrome, it's good.
Yeah.
That's not having any vibrancy whatsoever in your movie. And they even Alice's dress gets covered up by a jacket. All right.
Yeah, they do put it right. Yep.
Again, like in the place where a zombie would absolutely not be able to sneak up on anybody, that's exactly what happens. Through grates, through right in front of them in the direction they're walking.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how they keep walking straight, knowing full goddamn well there's a zombie right there.
Like a dozen of them.
That's the problem with the fixed camera.
Right?
Yeah. You don't get to see what's directly in front of you until it's there.
They were trying to recreate that, I guess. Sure, we'll go with that.
Okay.
Mila Jovovich turns into a neck-snapping factory.
Yeah. She puts
Favorite
more
thing
effort.
to do.
She puts more effort into hand-to-hand combat with these zombies, like unnecessarily, flipping them over, breaking their arms for no reason.
You just have to do one thing, and that's sever the head from the body. That's it.
And she does that with her thighs.
Yeah, like crushing a watermelon. You know what would have been easier? Duck, so that you can shoot them with bullets.
Sure. But no, that wouldn't have been as cool.
Yeah, we gotta have a really cool fight scene.
Yeah. Michelle again. Bitten, I think.
Oh, like 5 times she gets bitten, dude.
She's real bitten now.
Yeah, she's full on bitten.
Yeah.
So is Kaplan.
But they're not zombies, so we can. It's fine. You can.
Oh yeah, we don't know how long the infection takes. Also, by the way, later on, when the information that I didn't want you to know, which is that there is a cure, once you find that out and you ask about whether or not that works, maybe Maybe. I'm sorry, did you want a yes or no answer?
Sorry, that's we're still working on the antivirus. That was for show. That was Kool-Aid. That was sour apple Kool-Aid.
Actually, we put all of our budget into R&D. We couldn't afford Kool-Aid. It's actually what's a fucking knockoff Kool-Aid? It's green drink. How's that? It's bug juice.
Mr. Drink.
Diet Mr. Drink.
Ugh. We got to do something about Michelle's wounds. She's bit.
Yeah.
I think the other guy also, he jumps in there and like power rolls through zombies, and he must be just like wet or slimy because they just can't get him.
This is the part of the movie where everybody becomes sweaty.
Yeah.
And they stay sweaty all movie.
Real slick. So the plan is we're gonna climb up on these pole. This like.
So this is, and I can tell.
It's piping. What's the word for it though?
Well, that is ductwork for HVAC, and then on either sides of it, it appears as though water lines, and they are suspended against code every 10 or so feet. Code is actually, I think, 8.
Oh my god.
Or 6. Yeah, dude. Nobody's paying attention to these sewer tunnels.
Well, when you build like an underground thing like that, like.
Well, so the problem is when you don't go by code, things like it collapses happen. Like in this movie, which is what happens.
Yeah, we go through a series of pipes and rooms that are full of zombies until we get to the one where somebody's loosened the screws.
It's also poor form to hang off of other people's work because things like this will happen again.
Oh,
they hired a horrible tradesman to put this together.
Absolutely. Well, again,
really cutting corners here.
If they didn't cut corners, they would probably have to tell the government about what's going on. So the first couple people make it across this wobbly thing.
Yeah.
Pretty well. There's a whole pile of zombies underneath.
They're hungies too.
Oh yeah. At one point, Michelle Rodriguez was like squeezing her hand so blood dripped down on them.
Yeah.
And they were going wild for that shit.
And like she didn't even need to. She's bleeding from everywhere at this point.
Yeah. I think they all make it across, and then the last guy, it falls on him.
Kaplan.
Yeah. And he's the guy who's so slick that the zombies just can't touch him.
Yeah. Now, I mean, he's wearing military gear, so maybe that's hard to bite through. It might be Kevlar. Sure. They were all over his lower torso, so that's the only explanation I think. So he gets up on the fucking pipe and he goes, "Well, guess what? You guys might as well leave, because there's no reaching me here."
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He realizes he's got one bullet left. He's like, "Hey, get out of here!"
Which, if anybody, any fly on the wall during that revelation that he had knew exactly what that bullet was for.
And if you didn't like put it together, he puts the gun in his goddamn mouth.
Yeah, but then he doesn't have the balls to swallow.
No. And Amelia hears the bang, and she's like, "Well, I know what that bang was. I only heard one."
Just kidding. It's not. He used it on a zombie and said, "You're going to have to work for your meal."
Now, as you can probably see on this page, I got pretty upset because he had the gun in his mouth.
Yep. And then you cut away. So you naturally, and they did that on purpose to you.
And they did. And, so he wasted his one bullet. I even wrote here, it's like he used the bullet the best way he could have. Cut back, he's still alive. So obviously, my bad.
If he had, because I would have in that situation.
Oh yeah.
I'm not using that bullet to shoot one zombie in the head when there's 28 of them.
Well, you know what's fucked up is that after that he like looks behind him and is like, "Oh, there's a whole ass tunnel back here."
Why didn't you just observe your surroundings?
Yeah, take one look around before you put the gun in your mouth. Huh?
How about this? From the angle that everybody was watching him sacrifice his life, they all would have seen that hole.
Yeah,
nobody goes, "Turn around." They all just didn't care that much. Like, I mean, fine.
Yup. What great friends. Great friends. So, yep, we come up from some air duct and we're in the hallway that's in front of the rooms that were full of liquid that are no longer full of said liquid.
That's right. That's weird, huh?
Yeah, it's interesting.
Well, so here's the thing. Apparently when you shut the system off, all of the doors open. All of them.
Right.
In the entire facility.
Okay.
Seems like a flaw.
It does. But
fine. So you just spilled zombies out. Now, the weirder part being, I guess it's technically a recessed room, so fine. But if the doors all opened, why in the fuck is there still a pool of water in one of the rooms?
Yeah.
Unless that's what that is, there's no explanation for that, other than to have a zombie Michael Jackson its way up out of the water.
Oh my God, does that ever happen? So
like Marilyn Manson in the fucking Nobody's video.
We're here and we're like, oh man, we got to GTFO this building.
Sure do.
And Amelia's like, well, hold on, guys, I'm gonna have a Vietnam flashback and look at this glass for a little bit.
I'm gonna do that for a lot, and then we're gonna fade into the flashback because now we're in it.
Yeah, we're
and
gonna.
Guess what? I now remember that there is an antivirus.
I remember everything. From 9/11 and on. Yeah, she's like,
fucking.
Oh, also Michelle barfs, so that's a thing.
Yeah.
And
she's very infected at this point.
And we also get a shot of the fucking big thing.
Yeah.
Like, walking like a frog along the wall. That happens.
It does. Like the fucking demon from Insidious.
And you get Michelle also saying that when she gets out of here, she's gonna get laid. I don't think that's gonna happen because ew.
Yeah. Well, did you hear the rebuttal that I think it was Matt who said it?
No, what did he say?
Because they're both carrying her, right? And he goes, "You might want to clean up first."
Ugh. You might wanna.
Yeah, you're covered in blood, sweat, and zombies.
Yeah, and also you're dying.
Throw one at her just, cuz. She's on her deathbed. It's like a last meal.
Put a condom on. That's all. This is where we learn that originally she was the contact who was going to steal it for the cop's sister, and she knows exactly where everything is, and now she's in the room, and oh no, everything's empty. All the vials are gone.
Where are they all?
Where are the vials?
Well, we're going to get that answer right away because now Spence is having convenient flashbacks.
Is he ever? Yeah. It was me. There's no flashback. I did it.
Not only did I do it, I'm also a dick.
Not only did I do it, I also spilt that guy's coffee. Fuck him.
Fuck that guy. And then also, the implication being, because during his flashback, you get to see that he was listening in on Alice's conversation with Lisa about leaking the information. And then he still boned her, which is, that's pretty immoral.
A little bit.
Ugh.
And then he just left in the night.
He left in the night knowing full well that she'd probably die.
And also, they're not married, so that was out of marriage.
Oh no.
They're not actually married.
That's against God's will, Matt.
And like also you shouldn't dip your pen in company ink. So double jeopardy.
I don't know if any part of that sentence made sense.
Double jeopardy.
Fine.
So
who is Mila Jovovich?
She's a lady who lives in a house.
Well, I was answering like Jeopardy.
Oh. I forgot the rules of Jeopardy. My bad.
You have to answer like it's a question.
Fuck. All right. Who is the husband did it? Where did the husband do it? Underground.
So his offer is, you know what? Fuck these two people. Let's you and I just peace out with the virus. We could sell it on the open market. It'll be great, and we could be together despite the fact that I just kind of left you for dead a bunch of times in the past 24 hours.
I believe he's also pointing a gun in her face.
Oh, right in it.
Which is not a convincer.
No, the opposite. I'm coming with you, but it's not by choice. Type situation.
I guess I don't want to get shot in the face today.
Yeah. So he pieces out and then he locks them in the room. And this is when the Red Queen shows up and confesses that she's been naughty.
Oh.
A child.
Yeah.
Again. Somebody wrote that dialogue and had a child speak it.
I probably thought it was such a good line too, like, oh, it's gonna be such a creepy thing for a demon girl to say.
So she goes, check out one of these monitors that still works inexplicably. And on it we get to see how naughty she's been. And don't worry, this movie's not rated R, I don't think, so it's not what you're thinking.
No, it's just a guy getting his dick bit. That's exactly where he's getting bit.
Right in the dick.
So the husband runs and he got bit too, so he's trying to give himself a needle.
Yeah.
And that's
well,
when,
that was the zombie that popped out of the water. That was the one that bit him.
Right, yeah. And so he looks up and sees fucking meat venom.
Yeah.
Like, there's no other way to describe it. It's got the tongue. It's crawling along the wall. It's meat venom.
You're fucking right.
It's venom if venom was made out of a pile of steaks. That's what I see. And well,
oh, shit.
It gets him in the dick.
Yeah. Amongst other places. But, you know, like cheetahs in the wild, start with the dick and asshole with your prey.
You know, I really, for a big thing like that, and it was biting him on the dick and like throwing him around, he sure was in one piece.
He was very intact when they show up at the train, yeah.
I don't know. It's fine.
So then it gets explained that thing in particular absorbs DNA and turns into a much more powerful version of what it already is.
Oh, you mean the Predator? You mean the fucking Predator?
I guess I mean the Predator.
That's what the Predator's about.
The thing is also kind of about that.
God damn it.
There's another movie too, but I can't remember what the fuck it is.
So yeah, we just cut to everybody watching this guy get his dick bit.
Yeah.
And then this thing turns from like a, I don't know if it's like a venom, like it's like a, it was humanoid and now it's like a cat kind of thing.
Yeah, it turns into, yeah. For some reason, at no point during these mutations does it have anything that from an evolutionary perspective would make sense. Its entire fucking brain is exposed the whole time.
Yeah.
So it would die in the wild.
It would.
I don't give a shit how
one
you
poke
are.
and you probably shit your pants.
In the right place, yeah.
Yeah,
this is the shit your pants button over here, and on the other side, this is the play piano good.
One bird swoops in and digs its claws in, and you're done.
Yeah, man.
Also, they explained that like this is what happened when they injected the T virus into a guy. It turned into that, I guess.
Sure.
Or something. I forget.
No, that's right.
But
that's what they say.
Okay, I was gonna say it doesn't matter because here we are.
I'm not sure how that changes the method of infection versus just inhaling it, but that's fine. So they fucking for some reason this computer also is capable of bargaining, which doesn't make sense. So we get this whole scene where the Red Queen's like, well, you're gonna have to kill Michelle Rodriguez because I'm sick of looking at her lazy eyes. And
it doesn't say that.
Well, it's the
but
attitude.
It does.
Yeah.
It says it without saying it.
And then she's like, all right, fine, I guess that makes sense. Otherwise, you all are going to die. And then in the background, the computer starts yelling, kill her. It's a computer, not a person. Why would it get impatient? It's got all the time in the world.
It really knows how to make a deal. Like, it's putting the pressure on her. Like, if you want that door code, you gotta cut that head off.
Yeah. So Mila Jovovich instead just goes, fuck this screen. And so a weird thing happened there where, like, right as she hits the monitor, the door opens. And I thought, because you find out Kaplan just fucking opens the door from the outside and it's fine. But I thought hitting the monitor made the door open.
So did I.
And I was like, this is the stupidest part of the whole movie.
So she smashes the monitor with the axe and then, like, the whole system shuts down. And I was like, is that all it fucking took?
Yeah, exactly. Why didn't you do that hours ago?
But no, it turns out, the guy was like, bitch wouldn't open the door, so I had to kill her. It's like, I think it's exactly what he says.
It is. It is. You called the child a bitch.
Well, she had it coming.
She did. So we get to the fucking train and we have this emphatic moment where Alice shows up to fucking, dead, and then also a zombie, Spence, at which point she repeats back to him, which is what he said when he locked them in the room.
Oh, yeah.
This marriage is over. It never was one.
I think
it was a fake. The first thing you learn about the two of them is that they're in a fake marriage.
Doesn't she say, like, I'm missing you already? Or
yeah,
something like that?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Fine. I said like. She didn't literally say his marriage is over, but that was like the tone of it.
Yeah.
Good
might
God.
as well have said it.
Yeah. Because she drops the ring beside him. It's like, why didn't you throw that out when you got there?
Why does it matter that you're wearing it? If somebody's breaking into your house, they're not going to care that you're living there unwed. Again, your security guards, like, why do you need so much facade?
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody's going to know.
And like small towns, word travels, you know?
Yeah, anyway, so her divorce papers were a fireman's axe. And by the way, I think we forgot.
She fucking served him.
One of the first zombies that we see is like the best zombie out of all of them.
The no face or the half face?
The half face.
Yeah.
Like, you just hear like metal dragging, and then you see
that guy has like a fucking pipe or something, and he's all fucked up. All the zombies, they blew their fucked up zombie budget the first time you see zombies, basically.
Yeah.
The rest of the time, everybody's just got a gross mouth.
It really looks like they just kind of hit them with powder so they were pale.
Yeah.
And like darkened their eyes. But
like
the first zombie
gave him herpes.
He's got half a head vertically.
Yeah.
Which is great.
And then he smiles, and it's
so
beautiful. Mm-hmm. There were a couple that were really good looking at the beginning when they all show up.
Anyway, so the thing has found them. Here it comes.
Monster in the subway time is what I wrote down.
Yeah, I feel like they started the train up at some point.
Yeah.
There, and they're on their way.
They're on their way. They hit fucking Michelle with the antivirus, and then she's like, you know what? If I turn into a zombie, you better fucking kill me. And my response would have been, if you turn into a zombie, you're not going to have a choice.
Yeah, no.
Don't worry. You didn't have to say that. That's what's going to happen.
Like, don't tell me what the fuck to do. I know how to handle a zombie. Where do you think I've been?
I've been doing it all day.
Did you not see my thighs?
They're unbitten.
So she hands her this watch, and
also, yeah, she fucking bare thigh breaks necks. That's a dangerous game to play.
Yeah.
A little scratch. They already said that.
And also, like, you're wearing a dress.
Yeah, they're getting up there if they want.
Like, you got to be careful.
You do.
I hope you're wearing a jock. Yeah, so she hands her the timer watch, and it's
right.
like, oh,
like there's 20 minutes left or something like that.
I tried to keep track of the time, but they didn't show it enough to really make it.
They do it once at an hour 20 when they're in dining room B, and then they because they're late getting back from hacking, and then they do it now, and it's 20 minutes. So basically, this movie takes place over an hour.
Yeah, it's not a very long, and like the movie's longer than the time it took.
Yeah, they sure did cut a lot out. Also,
oh my god,
for just an hour's worth of time.
Jesus. So yeah, there wasn't that much suspense with the door, to be honest with you.
Nah.
I knew that they were gonna get there at the last second. The door was gonna close. I just knew that.
You know what's fucked? They didn't even get there at the last second. Like, do you mean the train car? Because the door that shuts, like, they're already walking up the stairs past it, you know?
So they made
and they're not even running up the stairs, they're walking.
Yeah.
They're walking like they're maybe mildly late for brunch.
So I knew they were going to make that. I also knew the second that guy was like, oh, there's a tunnel behind me, he's going to come back and save the day.
Yep.
That's how that works.
Sure.
So they're on the train, and Michelle just kind of, like, slumps over. Mm-hmm. So let's get as close as we can to her dead face and scream at her.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Did you not see what happened to everybody else?
And then also, here's the other thing about that. Alice starts crying when she thinks that fucking Michelle Rodriguez is dead. You met her an hour ago.
She was kind of a bitch.
You're not even acquaintances.
Yeah. You were going to cut her head off.
That's called trauma bonding, and it's very unhealthy.
Ah, well, guess what? She's dead.
Well, not quite, because here's the thing, right? That little bit of hesitation that saves Michelle Rodriguez's life for about 5 minutes, I wouldn't have had that. The second that I can't tell if you're breathing anymore and you're going to be a zombie when you wake up, you're getting blown away. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Oh, my gosh. She's
like, I'm not dead yet. Give me the gun back. No. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Stand up on your own 2 feet without help.
Yeah.
I'll be on the other side of the room with the gun.
Not till you have a healthier tone to your skin. You're looking pretty pale.
And that's tough to do because she's Spanish.
Oh. So, yeah, we get our face as close to this dead body as possible.
Yeah.
Then we pull the gun out. Mm-hmm. She's still alive. That's fine.
For now.
And this is when the thing claws into the train.
Yeah, right in. Now, here's what's stupid.
The whole thing? For this part or the whole thing?
A lot about this part, all right? That monster rips the door off of the train car and then grabs Kaplan, and Kaplan is never to be seen again. So they close a door on it. And that stops it from getting into the train car briefly.
Why didn't it just go in the one that already ripped open?
Well, so that was the cab where Kaplan was,
okay.
And then they shut the door to the actual car portion. My argument is, it just opened a door. It did. It really had no problem with locks.
It didn't need a knob. It didn't need a handle.
And it didn't ring the doorbell.
No.
It just came in.
Here I am. It's
What's
me.
so different about this door?
Resident
that it's got to
Evil?
go up around the train car and all the way back down so that it can be behind them so that it can get on the grates. I don't know why this train has a giant hatch in the floor that opens up so that you can fall under the train and die.
Well, here's the thing. Millionaires, what they love is having a button that opens a trapdoor that poor people can fall through. So they probably were just like...
Is this the train from Snowpiercer?
It's Mr. Burns' train. Yeah, no. So I feel like they just kind of... They just try to integrate as many trap doors into things as possible.
Yeah, they must. This is a good example of time as an abstract construct in a movie because Mila Jovovich is fucking around with this monster, right? Stabs its tongue through the grate.
Yep.
And then, despite the fact that it's a giant monster and it would have no problem releasing itself from that, it probably, like a lizard, would just rip its own tongue off and regrow one.
You would think it would at least rip its own tongue off.
This scene lasts so fucking long, though, because Michelle Rodriguez wakes up and needs to attack Matt and get shot in the head. That whole time, I'm like, that monster's free, right? It's gotta be. Because, like, it's a fucking minute of movie time, which makes it 20 minutes of in-movie time, probably.
Nah, it waited patiently for its turn.
Its turn to get fucking piped in the head, also.
Oh, yeah,
So good.
I think Mila throws a couple bullets into this brain it's supposed to have.
Yeah, which doesn't do fuck all, which is weird.
Which is supposed to. It's supposed to be the thing.
I was like, what they said and everything.
Yeah, I can't trust that fucking Red Queen as far as you can throw her.
No, and you couldn't because she's a hologram.
And also, you couldn't because she released that fucking thing to get you because she didn't suspect that you were going to be alive at the end. So she said, she's like,
Yeah, I didn't think you'd get this far, guys. Man, worst Jigsaw. This is a poorly designed trap.
It's very arbitrary. There's traps throughout. Whether you get caught in them, it's your own prerogative.
I don't want to play this game.
Oh, okay. Well, there's the door.
It's a monster behind it.
That's how this movie ends. It's like, there's the door. You got to get past the meat cat.
The meat cat, dude. The Mita.
Oh.
Yes. The hamster. Yes. Oh, that's 2 in a row, just like that. How's that for you?
God, they were both good.
Yeah.
The hamster. I like that. I like that one. So yeah, they lay the pipe with this convenient swinging pipes.
Yeah, just hang it, dangle it dead center on some kind of fucking transport track. I don't understand.
We got to get these hanging pipes. We got to get these hanging pipes to the center of Raccoon City.
Yeah. Otherwise, how are they going to get their liquids from one place to another?
You know what I learned? You know what I learned the other day?
Tell me.
You know that huge tower in Dubai?
Yeah.
Did you know it's not connected to the sewer system?
Where does that just go into the water?
Trucks come.
Oh, Jesus.
And they suck the shit out of the building.
That makes sense. It doesn't, but it does. I would argue that the sewer system in Dubai might just be a man.
Doing what? Frantically digging, like
dealing with the shit. Yeah.
Frantically digging a ditch like
trenching constantly.
That pipe ooze game where you gotta keep it moving.
Yes.
Oh God.
You would not have been able to infrastructurally build a sewer large enough to handle that tower's output.
Probably not. I mean, considering you built your town on a floating pile of sand you put there,
and I mean,
it's not floating either.
And right beside you, people just shit in the river. They just shit in the river and then wash their hands and face in the same river.
Well, I would hope they would go upstream a little bit.
What about the ones that didn't know you shit in it?
Well, those aren't water moccasins that are coming down.
It's not a brown recluse.
That's a spider.
I don't care. It was about the color.
All right. So the pipe. Just the pipe.
Yeah, pipe, and then we open the hatch with Michelle Rodriguez's dead head or back.
Yeah. So she gets shot and she falls onto the convenient button.
That was lucky.
Yeah, it was.
And then the fucking creature falls through and gets just run the fuck over. So nice.
I think it's like a powered track, so it's like getting shocked and it catches fire. The worst fire.
That was bad fire. Yeah.
The fire was pixelated. It was bad.
Fucking Super Smash Brothers, I'm telling you.
Oh my God.
So that's fine. fucking Alice and Matt, escape out of the thing, and the door closes.
1 second to spare, conveniently.
Yeah, the rest of this movie is set up for a sequel. That's the rest of this movie.
Yep.
They get into the fucking house, and they sit down, and Mila Jovovich cries about people she didn't know.
Nope.
At all.
Yep.
The only one that she did know betrayed her, so it's not like she should care at all.
And then her partner there is like, yeah, that's great and everything, but...
My shoulder hurts pretty bad.
Yeah, you see I'm dying?
He got scratched by the monster. I don't know if we mentioned that.
No, we didn't. Yeah, give me that needle that didn't help Michelle Rodriguez.
Yeah, this will be fine, I'm sure. And then it turns out, and this is reasonable, so I wasn't even surprised, the entire house is under quarantine. Here come the hazmat guys, and we'll just lead you through the bubbles. You know?
Mm-hmm.
The fucking...
Just a door opens. Men come in.
They do. And then we're not happy about it, but you should have expected it.
Yeah.
This is the, protocol for this situation, probably.
Yeah, they drag away the dude, and... Then you hear him go, oh, he's mutating. We'll put him in the Nemesis program.
Yeah, what's that? Oh, I don't know yet?
The sequel!
There must be a second movie coming. And then check to see if Mila Jovovich is infected, and then 28 days later her.
That's
exactly what this is.
End of film.
Not quite end of film, but very close, yes. I had a hard time with this because I was like, okay, well, it's all underground. That guy, the same guy that goes, we want him in the Nemesis program, goes, I'm reopening the Hive because I want to know what went on down there. Check the cameras. Check the cameras that I know you have above ground.
How about you ask Melia?
She's right there for you. She'll tell you all about it.
I don't think she's going to lie. I think you should take what she says very seriously.
Yes. Shoulder starts growing hair. And then she wakes up in the hospital. Pulls a bunch of shit out of her body.
Like IVs into her skull.
Through her temple, the soft spot.
She wakes up in
gives herself a lobotomy.
Empty medical room on a table, naked.
With 2 pieces of paper covering her.
Yep. And
which is more than Cillian Murphy got in 28 Days Later, so fine.
Yeah.
His dick was just out. They didn't have the balls to do that to poor Mila Jovovich in this movie.
Well, I mean... Cillian Murphy had the balls.
I don't know what kind of keycard system can be picked with a needle.
Right, that upset me a little bit.
Because it's a scanner, so there's nothing to pick.
Pardon my state of the art system, which can be ruined by a piece of metal being jammed in it.
I could just grab a paperclip and tinker around in there.
When was the last time that you damaged a piece of electronics and it didn't seize up?
I'll give you an example that proves your exact point. One time I tried to plug in a USB cable upside down and shorted my whole computer. Broke it.
There you go.
No doors opened.
Some like back in the day, you'd put a cassette tape into your car stereo. You might not ever see it again. You might be listening to it for the rest of time.
Oh my fucking God.
So... No, but the door just opens.
That's not an access point.
She walks out into empty hallways because whatever room she was in was untouched by whatever happened.
Yeah.
Endless empty hallways. Yep. Open the door. She's naked.
It's out in the open.
Out of the open.
It's just hell out there.
Yeah. She gets a shotgun out of a cop car, which famously are always left unlocked with the...
Unlocked,
It's Grand Theft Auto where you had to try and open it twice. Where it's locked the first time, but you do it the second time and it opens.
Yeah.
She pulls out the shotgun, cocks it, end of film.
Really
slow pan out.
Cool slow zoom out. All
okay.
Right, I liked that. But you're right, end of fucking film, just like that. Now I'm gonna be honest with you, Matt. I gave this movie a 7.
Nice.
Because it's fun.
I gave it a 6.
Oh, you said poor. I was expecting 3.
Well, not that. Okay, so good movie, upsetting bits about the movie, and each upsetting bit really chipped away at the score.
Sure.
It started at a 7.5. And then as we kept talking, I was like, I don't know, you're right. Yeah, you're right about that too.
Oh, those things that you pointed out. I sure wish you hadn't.
So the bad CGI.
Yeah.
And the teleporting around the storyline.
Yeah. The lack of explanation as to how people get from one place to another.
And just the overall convenience
Michelle
of
Rodriguez's
things.
acting.
6.
But it's a fun movie to watch. It's a fun movie to shut up and watch. You know what I mean?
I'll give you that. Don't
fucking ask too many questions. Okay?
Yeah,
don't pull the curtain back. It's nicer in Oz sometimes.
Don't do what we did.
Yeah. what we're real good at.
All right. Well,
What the fuck movies have you got for me?
I've got 4 movies for you.
That's more than 3.
3 options. One's got 2 of them.
Sick.
All right. So, obviously, we have video games.
Yep. That's good.
We've got elevators.
That's devil.
And we got zombies.
Now, zombies could be just about any fucking movie.
I'm only saying zombies because if I give you any more, you'd know.
Yeah, okay. So, first of all, the elevator one is devil.
Yeah.
We're going to avoid that because it takes place entirely in an elevator.
And the control room and outside the building. Come on now. It's got the schnozberry guy from that movie where he licks the window. They make him take all the drugs because the Super Troopers.
Okay, sure.
Spoiler alert, it's not him.
What was the first option again?
Video games.
Video games. So, is that Stay Alive?
No.
It's not. Then I don't want that one either. Let's go with zombies.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I guess we're watching Rec. Or
We're
Record
watching-
if you want to say the whole word.
Which one was the one with the 2 options?
Video games.
What did you have for me there?
What do you want? First person or third person?
I don't even understand what you're asking. It's a movie.
Sorry. For the video game, first person or third person?
Well, third?
Is this your choice? Are you,
No. I'm going with Rec. That's
Okay.
fine. I want you to know that it's in Spanish.
Yep, I know. I've seen it.
Okay.
It's,
And it's also not quarantine because fuck quarantine.
Yeah.
The American remake of Rec.
Yeah.
With the chick from Emily Rose in it, where they literally put the end of the movie in the trailer.
Yeah, if I would have said zombies in quarantine, you probably would have guessed it. I felt like. So I just said zombies.
All right.
So the third person, Silent Hill.
Oh, yeah, okay.
First person, Doom.
I made the best choice.
No,
Doom?
You don't like Silent Hill? I was hoping to watch Silent Hill.
Bro, Doom is an action movie number 1.
It's got
I understand.
Horror. I
number
looked it
2,
up.
if you thought the fire in Resident Evil was bad, try the whole movie Doom.
I have never seen it.
Holy shit.
I've never seen it.
It's horrid with the CG.
Well, I mean,
we're going to watch it eventually. Don't worry about that.
All the money was put into The Rock, obviously.
Yes. And the guy from, he's in Things.
Dang, I was hoping for Silent Hill, but that's all right. Back into the bag it goes.
Rec.
Or Record, because
Yeah, well, it's the camera.
yeah, whatever you want to call it.
This is going to be a tough one because this movie is widely regarded as one of the best found footage horror movies ever made.
Okay.
So here we go, I guess.
Yep, I guess you probably did. So I had Underground for an option. Couldn't think of a movie that other than The Descent.
Yeah, As Above, So Below.
And then House That Kills You. Yeah, I was gonna do 2001, but then I looked it up and it wasn't a horror.
Yeah.
And also, it's about a year long. And it's a pretty quiet movie.
Yeah, it is. And it's slow as all get out. How many times you want to describe slowly zooming up a hallway while somebody walks down it?
We're in space.
Outer space.
Twinkling
very
stars.
big, like very, very close-up shots of people's faces while they're speaking.
I hate it. Well, I'm glad you made the right choice. And
I think I did, yeah.
A lot of right choices were made today. And that's the podcast.
Grindhouse fucking movie club. Watch Resident Evil.
Or don't.
Do though.
Play the video game.
Or play. If you're gonna play like 6.